Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rounds Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We are giving live English reports on the game being played and hope English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Tonight, it is going to be a rare game on a Monday afternoon. From Japan, it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Orix Buffaloes playing the third game of their series. It is each team has 1-1, as this will be the rubber match of the three-game set. We will give you first of all, the starting lineups for the visitors from Orix. Leading off and in center field wearing number 1 is Shohei Fukuda. Batting second and playing third base wearing number 6 is Yuma Mune. Batting third and left field wearing number 67 is Kai Nakagawa. Hitting fourth and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 7 is Masataka Yoshida. Batting fifth in right field, wearing number 99 is Yutaro Sugimoto. Hitting sixth and playing first base, wearing number 14 is Joe McCarthy. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, wearing number 24 is Kotaro Kobayashi. Hitting eighth and playing second base, wearing number 9 is Tomoya Noguchi. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 44, and that's going to be Yuma Tongo. And they're going to be facing a right-hander in Shoma Fujihara, who takes to the mound only in his fourth appearance this year. He's got no wins and no losses. He's only worked 3 innings, allowing 2 hits, 1 run. It has been earned. It's 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. And he's got an ERA of 3.00. The 23-year-old will be getting the nod today for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And now we'll give you the lineup for the home team for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And the leading off and playing in center field wearing number 6 is Haruki Nishikawa. Batting second and playing first base wearing number 33 is Jinji. Batting third and doing the designated hitting wearing number 3 is Hideto Asamura. In the cleanup spot and playing in left field wearing number 35 is Hiroki Shimouchi. Batting fifth at third base wearing number 7 is Daichi Suzuki. Hitting sixth in right field wearing number 27 is Takiro Okajima. Hitting seventh and playing shortstop wearing number 34 is Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. Batting eighth and doing the catching is going to be Hikari Oda. And batting ninth and playing second base will be Hiroto Kobakata. And they are going to be facing a right-hander in Jacob Waguespack. The former Toronto Blue Jay takes to the hill with a 2-4 record. He's worked 48 in the third innings with 44 hits allowed, 23 runs, 20 have been earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 52, pitching to an ERA of 3.72. And that is your starting lineups. Our friend Jerry English is in the house tonight. He says, please tell me the Golden Eagles have a good chance tonight. Well, I don't know about the lineup that they're rolling out tonight. It's a little bit weak, but certainly the starting pitching is the wild card. Shoma Fujihara only making his 4th appearance. It's his first start of the year. He's only got 3 innings pitched. The 23-year-old, soon to be 24-year-old, not much known about him from my end. So your guess is as good as mine. That's like a blind shot in the dark. And defensively behind him, looks like they've got their regular lineup. The only ones that are a little bit different is they got Yamazaki in tonight and Okajima, who came in last night as a pinch hitter and stayed in the game. Everybody else has been in the series for the most part. So who knows what's going to happen there, Jerry? Good luck to you, and hopefully you can do it. So the pitching is a bit of a wild card because Waguespack is pretty good for Orix. We got John Cardona in the house tonight as well. We were hoping for a festive crowd, as this is going to be the final game, a rare Monday ball game. Our friend James Ortega comes in pumping his fist over his Los Angeles Dodgers. And we welcome you as well, James. And thank you for being here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back with the first pitch as they are throwing out the ceremonial first pitch in Tohoku. We'll be right back after this with all the calls of this ball game tonight. Be right back after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs, we have pounds, we have Deutschmarks, we have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers, and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and thanks for everybody for being here tonight. It is going to be a festive one. We do feel we'll have a large audience on a rare Sunday night, North American time. It is 10 o'clock or just after 10 o'clock on the west coast of Canada, the United States. It is 1 a.m. Eastern, so this one here will anticipate that we're going to get a good crowd today. We know that we have that Jacob Waguespack is going to be in the starting lineup. Obviously, he's the starting pitcher tonight for the Orix Buffaloes. And he had some good moments with the Blue Jays. He had some times where he was able to show stuff. I would say that, in my opinion, Waguespack is probably too good for AAA, but he is just not quite good enough to be in the big leagues at this point. Obviously, that's why he's in Japan. But I do think that if he can do what Miles Michaelis has done and Chris Flexen, who went to the KBO, and fine-tune and be able to improve his command and control, he might be able to be the type of guy who could get a bounce back in a year or two, much like Drew Verhagen did with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. He finds himself in the bullpen for the St. Louis Cardinals. So here we go, everybody, as the starting pitcher, Fujihara, has completed his warm-up tosses and are ready to get this one underway. And here comes the first pitch to Shohei Fukuda. It is a fastball that just misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. For Fukuda, he's getting the nod in center field. He's batting .274. He's got no homers and 12 RBIs. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-1. James Ortega is off to his flying start here. James, I don't think anybody really cares about Steve Garvey and what he does, and I'm sure Steve Garvey would tell you otherwise. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Fukuda. Fujihara holds at the belt, and he gets the sign from Oda, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander Fujihara gets his sign from Oda, and he rocks into the motion, and there he delivers a fastball that just misses off the inside corner. And the count runs full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is to Fukuda. Fukuda has played in this series, but he came in off the bench the other night, and he got 1 start earlier on. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Backing up on it is the left fielder Shimochi. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Fukuda for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the third baseman Yuma Mune. Jerry English asked the question. He says, what's the velocity on the fastball for the 23-year-old? I'll check that for you. I have to do a quick calculation in my mind as they give it in kilometers. I have to cycle it back in my mind into miles per hour. So here comes the first offering. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. So that last pitch was at 147 kilometers an hour. So that'd be about a 92 mile an hour fastball. So 1 ball and no strikes. We'll see if he's able to repeat his pitches and sit on that. I'd be surprised if the Golden Eagles used a bullpen day today. I wonder how far they've stretched him out on the farm. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Mune. Mune is hitting .264. He's got no homers and 21 runs batted in. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. That's going to run the count now to 1-2. That last pitch was a fastball, but that one checked in at 89 miles an hour. So I'll have to see where he's going to sit consistently and what he might dial back and touch up to. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mune waiting on the offering from the right-hander. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base line, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. That's a full slate of games today across the NPB. There was an earlier one that already got going. The Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters and the Saitama Cebu Lions are already underway. We'll try to update you on scores from around the NPB tonight as we go. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first. It's neatly fielded by Jinji. He's going to race over and step on the bag. And that is going to retire Mune for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder Kai Nakagawa. It's a good play there by Jinji as he had to move a little bit to his right and to basically drop down almost to a knee to field it. He was able to take that one by himself. So Jinji, who's had a all-around decent season at the plate in the field, it's the nod tonight at first base. It makes an early play. And here comes the first offering to Kai Nakagawa. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-0. That last pitch was at 90 miles an hour. Nakagawa is hitting .307. He's got a couple of homers and 28 runs batted in. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Nakagawa. Both Nakagawa and the next hitter, Masataki Yoshida, hitting exactly at .307. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 3-0. I was taking a look earlier today at the qualified players for batting average in the Pacific League. And here comes the 3-0 offering. And there's a fastball that carves the plate in half as it's right down the middle, and the count now goes to 3-1. There are only 2 players with qualified at-bats that are batting over 300 in the NPB. So that rules out, or at least, in the Pacific League. That rules out Nakagawa and Yoshida. There's a fastball delivered. This is swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Coming in underneath it is Shimouchi. He's going to make the play, and that is going to do it here for out number 3. So the Buffaloes go quietly in their half of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through a half an inning. It is the Orix Buffaloes nothing. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment after this with the call at the bottom of the first inning. We're glad you guys could make it in here tonight. And here is our friend Steve again.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Thanks again, Steve. We appreciate you and your support of the channel. We'll be back in about 40 seconds. The call at the bottom of the first inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us tonight. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's the top of the order coming up for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. It'll be Haruki Nishikawa, Jinji, and Hideto Asamura. And the first pitch from Jacob Waguspak is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Nishikawa batting .220 on the year. He's got 6 homers and 29 runs batted in as he waves at a fastball that is now going to even the count at 1-1. For Nishikawa, he won the Player of the Month in the Pacific League for March-April. The months of May, June, and into July, it's been a downward spiral for the Golden Eagles outfielder as he swings and misses at a fastball, and the count is 1-2. His average has really plummeted over the last couple of months as he takes the fastball up and away, and the count goes to 2-2. Our friend Jerry English asked the question. He says, I always see a clip about Japan-Korean baseball having a bunting contest rather than a home run derby. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter Nishikawa. Waguspak gets the side, and he rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is Lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. You're not necessarily wrong. I don't know so much of as an alternative to a home run derby, but I think you're alluding to the All-Star game or possibly just in general. But yeah, it is correct. They do have some bunting contests. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. And Nishikawa is aboard with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the first inning. Nishikawa has got some speed to burn. He does have 17 stolen bases on the year. The former Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighter is in his first year with the Golden Eagles. I was starting to say in the last inning, the batting averages, there are only 2 players with qualified at-bats in the Pacific League that are batting over 300 this year. And what defines what defines the at-bats is it's 3.1 at-bats per ball game. And so those 2 would be Go Matsumoto for the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters and Kenta Imamiya for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So to have a batting championship, and it's not any different than in Major League Baseball, where they have to have 3.1 at-bats multiplied by the 162 games in a normal big league season to be able to qualify for the batting average championship. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0 to Jinji. So 2 balls and no strikes. This would be a pitch right here to keep an eye on Nishikawa. The Golden Eagles may put him in motion. Jinji's having himself a good season, makes really good contact. So maybe not just a straight steal, but a hit and run here. So here comes the 2-0 pitch from Wagispak, and he flips it over to first base, and diving back in time is Nishikawa. That's going to keep the count at 2 balls and no strikes. So waving the bat is Jinji. And Wagispak comes set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's taken upstairs. And the runner at first, Nishikawa, faked like he was going to steal the bag, and then he slammed on the brakes. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Jinji. Our friend Vivid Life has made it in today. And we welcome you for being here. So Jerry English says, yes, correct. It was the All-Star game. And that's absolutely correct, too. I wish that the North American game still incorporated a little bit more of the bunts. There's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. The thing that I feel about the North American game is if you kept bunting the ball, the shift would go away a little bit sooner than what it is. Saw Brandon Belt the other night against the Giants put down a beautiful bunt down the third baseline. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 2-2 to Jinji. That time the runner, Nishikawa, was in motion, but he's going to have to come back. He had a pretty good jump on that as well. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jinji establishes his lead. Our friend Logan Scott is in the house today. Welcome, Logan. We'll give you a little bit of information here in a second. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded into the 4-hole. It is fielded neatly by the second baseman, Noguchi, as he moves to his left, and he throws out Jinji. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-3, but it's going to advance Nishikawa over to second. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Hideto Asamura. So our friend Logan, sometimes the guys that are in the chat here will give you some of that information, but we can do it for you. One of the things is there's a website called Live Triple Q. And I assume that you're in the United States or in Canada or in Mexico or somewhere here. So if you go and look at it, there's a lot of Asian characters there. That's one of the ways. The other way you can go and find stuff is on the old Reddit NPB site. We'll be able to provide you some links. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 on Asamura. Another way in which you can also find it, there used to be DAZN in the United States, used to carry the games, but I don't know if they're doing that anymore. So here comes the 0-1 pitch now to Asamura. He waggles the bat. Yeah, and here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Eris385 is back in tonight. We appreciate you for being here. And he says it exactly that. He says the art of bunting is needed to be brought back. And I agree. Our friend Logan Scott, what a lot of people do is they'll come in here. The games that you're going to find will be in Japanese. They'll be there, and they just sync it to what we feed here to hopefully give you the call as you watch it. As that fastball was swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. And now the count goes to 1-2 on Asamura. Jerry English says DAZN needs a VPN now. So there you have it. There's the response from Jerry. There was a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. For a while, Yahoo Japan was actually doing some games at the beginning of the season. They were doing some streams, but that is not a regular event, or wasn't, and even if you had a VPN, you couldn't get it unless you were there. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and Asamura is gone on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that is going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Hiroki Shimochi. Johnny jumps in here, and Cole World DJ is also in here. We just went through it there, Johnny. If you hang on for a couple minutes, we'll give you it back up again. Maybe Jerry English can put what I had mentioned in the chat. Just can't give you the website link, but we can talk you through it. So Hiroki Shimochi steps up to the plate. He's batting .290 on the season. He's got 6 homers and 40 runs batted in. He bats from the left side against the right-hander Jacob Waguespack, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Shimochi is one of my favorite hitters to watch in the Pacific League. I think he's a very professional hitter. He has a pretty good approach at the plate. Although last night had to skewer him with the bases loaded as he hit a pop-up with 1 out, where he had a chance to do some serious damage. So here comes the 0-1 pitch as Waguespack holds at the belt and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. We have a lot of different folks in the chat tonight, and we appreciate y'all for being here. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Waguespack leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Tongu. He comes set. He checks the runner, Nishikawa, at second base. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's tapped foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hiroki Shimochi. It's a beautiful day in Tohoku. The sun is out. Yesterday they had a couple of showers through the game, and certainly on the Friday game as well. There were thunderstorms in the area, but it's a nice day for baseball here this afternoon. And here comes the 1-2 pitch from Waguespack. He checks the runner at second, and he does the old spaghetti move. That is going to return Nishikawa back to second base. We got ABQ in the house here tonight. We appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate your support. As we said, it is a rare Monday game in the NPB, and Sunday night in North America, there's a fastball that misses upstairs. They appeal down to the third base umpire, but they said Shimochi didn't go, and that runs the count to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Friend Logan says he's got 70 to win, 210 on no runs in the first inning. Well, a base hit here would have you biting your nails, because a base hit could score the runner from second. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count goes to 3-2 on Shimochi. The third baseman, Daichi Suzuki, waits his turn on deck should Shimochi keep this inning going. Now here comes the 3-2 offering from Waguespack. He gets his sign from his catcher, Tongu. He comes set at the belt. He checks Nishikawa at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and Shimochi is going to get himself a walk, is going to put runners at first and second. And that is now going to bring up Daichi Suzuki. We have Ignacio Lopez in the house, and he's wanting to know who you think's going to win. That's a big question tonight. As we said, the pitcher for the Golden Eagles only has 3 innings pitched this year, all in relief. So we're not sure what it's going to look like for him as a starter for Fujihara. Before the game, I might have given the edge to Jacob Waguspak and the Orix Buffaloes just on that account by itself. But I guess we're about to wait and see. So there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the first inning. There's runners at first and second. And here's the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Suzuki. He takes it upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Johnny figures that Waguspak can't throw enough strikes. And he might be right with that one there. He is struggling right now. He's loaded the count twice on 2 of the first 4 hitters he's faced. He's got to settle himself down and get himself into a groove here. Here comes the 1-0 to Suzuki. And there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So Suzuki's got himself in a good hitter's count here. And Waguspak is struggling to find the zone. So 2 balls and no strikes to Suzuki. Suzuki only hitting .244 on the season with a couple of homers and 14 RBIs. He's got a chance to drive a couple in here. And here comes the pitch. As Waguspak checks the runner, he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Sugimoto fields it. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's going to go into third base, and that is not in time. It is going to score the runner Nishikawa, as he is going to come home. That is going to put Shimouchi all the way over to third. And that is a base hit and an RBI for Daichi Suzuki. And Suzuki is celebrating, and the Eagles are up 1-0 here early in the ballgame. I got to check to see if Nishikawa has been substituted out. That is going to be runners now on the corners with Takira Okajima. It'd be unfortunate if it was, because he was it looks like it's Ryosuke Tatsumi who is now in the ballgame. Originally, they had Nishikawa as the starter in center field tonight, but it is Tatsumi. That's a late change. Tatsumi normally is the center fielder. Nishikawa normally is in left field. There's a first pitch fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Okajima. So no balls and 1 strike to Okajima. The runner at third is Shimouchi. The runner at first is Suzuki. There is 2 gone, as the Eagles have flapped out to a 1-0 lead. Waiting on the offering from the right-hander Waguspak. This is going to be the 29th pitch of the inning. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Okajima. Okajima this year is batting .158. He's got no homers and 6 runs batted in. Our friend Jerry English says he needs to give up a home run. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up down the left field line. Racing over is the shortstop Kirbiashi, and he's going to reach back and make the catch. That was certainly an adventure, but he is able to make the play, and that is going to end the inning here in the first without number 3. So for the Eagles in the first inning, they had a run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are through 1 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1, the Orix Buffaloes 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys can make it in here with us tonight. Stick around, everybody. Here's our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
That's right, everybody, and appreciate you, Matt Hollis. After the game, be sure to go check him out. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call of the top of the second inning after this when we return. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you are with us tonight for Sunday Night Baseball North American style or Monday afternoon Japanese. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the Orix batting order coming up to face the right-hander Shoma Fujihara. The first pitch delivered to Masataka Yoshida is a breaking ball that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. It'll be Yoshida, Sugimoto, and McCarthy here in the top of the second inning. And it is Masataka Yoshida who has a 1-0 count on him. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So a couple of people asked the question, what's the best way to watch the game? Well, first of all, if you're in North America, we won't be posting any links in the chats or in the anywhere else for that matter here, but we can kind of give you some hints on how to get there. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-0. So the first way to do it is there's a site called Live Triple Q. You can Google it, and it'll take you to it. It'll give you all kinds of stuff in Japanese, and you'll be able to see the games there. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and Yoshida is aboard with a leadoff walk here in the second inning. So Yoshida is aboard, and that's going to be the right fielder Yataro Sugimoto. Another way is you can go to the old Reddit pages for the NPB, and you can do your search in that, and they will give you some instructions on where you can pick up your games. And even if you're not in Canada or the United States, you'll be able to help you out. Our friend Jerry English said a bit ago that DAZN is no longer doing some of these stuff. You can't necessarily do it now. All of that stuff is in Japanese. So a lot of people will sync their stuff to us as we keep giving the play-by-play on the updates. And there's a first pitch to Sugimoto that's a fastball upstairs. They appeal down to the first base umpire, but they say Sugimoto didn't go, and the count is 1-0. So 5 straight balls to start the second inning for Fujihara, as the young right-hander is getting his first start of the season at the NPB level. So here comes the 1-0 offering. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So Joseph Gordon just asked the question. He says, what's a link or website to bet the game? That's a different one. So maybe some of the other guys might want to chime in. So 2 balls and no strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. I don't know so much about some of the other stuff. Once upon a time, it used to be Will Hill or some of the British ones, or even some of these sites that were hosted off of Gibraltar. People were able to do that. We got Mick 3Y Official is in here tonight. We appreciate you for being here. We also saw Eric Castile is in the house. He's cheering for the Buffs tonight. Here comes the 2-1 offering now to Sugimoto. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. It'll be Joe McCarthy who waits his turn on deck with the runner Masataka Yoshida as the runner at first base. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Keep your eye on Yoshida to see if he's going to be in motion here. And Fujihara steps off the back of the rubber. He's going to reset himself. I'm not sure if it's a late arriving crowd in Tohoku today. It just doesn't seem to be the amount of people that there were yesterday and on yesterday and on Saturday. As a fastball swung on, this ball is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder Okajima. He's going to make the catch. Sugimoto is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Joe McCarthy. Mick3Y also jumps in. He says DraftKings, PointsBet, FanDuel. There's some other options for you as well. Barry is in here. He says, it's getting cold in my basement. I need food, but the Orix Buffaloes will power me to a Denny's Grand Slam. I was just looking at Denny's menu the other day, so that's kind of funny that you mentioned up Denny's. I haven't eaten there in a while. I was thinking of doing it next weekend. There's a fastball that is up in the zone to McCarthy, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. For McCarthy on the season, he's batting .229. He's got 2 homers and 10 runs batted in. McCarthy bats from the left side against the right-hander Fujihara. Fujihara holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-0. The shortstop, Yamazaki, for the Golden Eagles, this is about as close to a shift as you're going to see in Japan. He is almost over top of the base at second base. They don't do a lot of shifting in Japan, not like they do in North America, but they are playing McCarthy to pull. He was just a little bit to the left field side of second base, not too far. Here comes the 2-0 offering. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. Our friend Johnny says, this Joe McCarthy from the Giants? I believe it is. To go back and take a look, some of my previous notes, I think he had a cup of coffee with the San Francisco organization. So here comes the 2-1 pitch, and instead, Fujihara steps off the back of the mound and fakes the throw over to first base. If you want to know all the happenings on the Last Raps channel, make sure you guys subscribe or hit the notification bell. You'll get the updates when we call the other games. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-1. We normally do the weekend stuff, the Friday and Saturday North American time, or the Saturday, Sunday stuff overseas. As here comes the 3-1 pitch. Holding at the belt is Fujihara. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and that's going to earn Joe McCarthy a walk here. That's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. Kobayashi on the season, he's hitting .207. He's got 4 homers and 16 RBIs. He bats from the right side. So to answer the question, yeah, it was Joe McCarthy from the San Francisco Giants. And as I said, he's having what I would call an average campaign. He had 10 at-bats in the big leagues, and he had no hits. It was the first pitch, a fastball swung on, is popped up in the infield, and coming over underneath it, the infield fly rule is in effect. And that is now going to be put away by the first baseman, Jinji, and that will retire Kobayashi. We had to wait there a little bit for the umpire to signal the infield rule, as it didn't look like it was going to be a play that was going to be made easily. And it was the first baseman who actually had to come over almost to where the second baseman, Kobakata, was to make the catch. I'm not sure why the confusion there. So now that's going to bring up the second baseman, Tomoya Noguchi. Noguchi is batting .230 on the year. He's got no homers and 4 runs batted in. And so here comes the offering from the right-hander Fujihara. We got Alexander Leggett in the house today. He says, I got hit by a foul ball from Austin Riley square in his neck in the top of the 7th. I'm going to have to go back and look at that then. We're going to have to look for the visual evidence of that one. That would have been the Nationals and the Braves. That'd be great stuff. If we could pick it up, we'll run the highlights here during one of our future streams. As that fastball misses upstairs and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes the offering from Fujihara. And instead, he throws over to second base, and diving back in time is the base runner Yoshida. It's the one thing I've watched over time as we've done the Buffalo games over the last couple of years. Masataka Yoshida, it can be a bit of an adventure on the base paths. He's got a little bit of a smile at second base. He's a very good hitter. In fact, led the Pacific League in hitting a couple of years ago. His defense in left field is what I would call average at best. And his base running skills are a bit of a calamity. Our friend John Cardona says, why are these guys swinging when there's a lot of balls being delivered? There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0 to Noguchi. It's just a lack of plate discipline from some of these other guys in the batting order. You got runners at first and second, and Kobayashi is up there hacking, and the best you can do is hit an infield pop-up on the first pitch you see. I'm sure the hitting coach is going to have a few words with him when he gets back to the dugout. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-0 to Noguchi. Our friend Barry says, I miss Barry Bonds. I bet he'd hit 140 home runs in this league. Yeah, Barry Bonds would probably devour the NPB, especially if he was in the Central League. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. Speaking of home runs, the home run leader in the Pacific League this year is from the Saitama Cebu Lions, their big first baseman, Yamakawa. He's got 27 homers, and there's not anyone even close. The next closest one in home runs is Hideo Asamura, the starting second baseman for the Eagles tonight. He's got 15. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. That's going to run the count to 3-2. Our friend Mick 3Y official says he likes watching the KBO as well. KBO, when we used to get some of the feeds off of ESPN, I had myself mixed reviews on any of that. The KBO I found to be very top heavy. Some of the top end teams in the KBO were good to watch, and some of the bottom end teams, well, they were bottom end teams that maybe even in single A in North America. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and Noguchi is going to get himself a walk. So Fujihara, in between a couple outs, has walked. The bases loaded. Yoshida is now the runner at third. The runner at second is McCarthy. And Noguchi is the runner at first. That's going to bring up the catcher, Yuma Tongu. But before Tongu comes to plate, it's going to bring out the pitching coach to have a few words with the young right-hander. Our friend Alexander Leggett said, yeah, they sadly did not show the video of the foul balls. My only proof is the bruise. Eric Castile says he also likes the KBO. Our friend Jerry says, I'm perfectly in sync with QQQ. Well, sometimes we get a little bit of a pause here too. Our internet once in a while will fluctuate. We hope not tonight because they're calling for some weather to move in, but not till a little bit later. So here comes the first pitch now to Tongu. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Tongu is batting 189 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 10 runs batted in. Tongu hits from the right side against the right-hander Fujihara. This is pitch number 39 of the ball game, and it's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. Nowhere to put Tongu, as the bases are loaded. He's going to have to give him something good to hit here somewhere. Our friend says they're actually been streaming on YouTube this season. Yeah, there's been some times that some of the leagues have done some stuff. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to third. It is fielded neatly by the third baseman, Suzuki. He throws over to second to Kobakata, and that is going to erase Noguchi on the force out. So a fielder's choice, 5-4 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the second. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, but there were 3 runners left aboard. We're now through 1.5. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1, the Orix Buffaloes 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment with the call of the bottom of the second inning. Hang tight. We're glad you're with us. here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number, either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deer Dick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to face Jacob Waguespack, and the first pitch that was delivered to Tsuyoshi Yamazaki was a fastball that missed inside for ball one. And Waguespack goes back to work quickly, and he delivers a fastball that slashed through the 6-hole into left field. And that is going to be a single for Yamazaki here to lead off the bottom of the second inning, and that'll bring up Hikari Oda. Our friend Jerry English says, also, do you have donations on this channel? I can't find them. Well, we have our PayPal account up there. If you choose to want to donate something, we appreciate it. It's not necessarily necessary. We enjoy doing it. Eventually, it'll probably get to a point where we'll have some monetization and some opportunities for people to do all that stuff. But right now, we've been enjoying doing the games for most of this season, and we'll continue as it is, but we appreciate the offer nonetheless. So that brings Hikari Oda to the plate. Oda is batting .250 on the season. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Waguespack. Waguespack comes set at the chest, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind the first base side of home plate, and that's going to run the count to 0-1. Yamazaki, who led off here with a single to begin the inning, he's getting his first start in the series. I find it a little interesting because the on-deck hitter, who is Hiroto Kobakata, he's played shortstop in the first 2 games of the series, and then they bump him over to second base when Yamazaki comes into the lineup. I've seen Kobakata move into center field, and there's a fastball that misses inside. Off to the races goes Yamazaki, and he is going to steal second base easily as he slides in safely. The throw from Tongu was to the left field side of second base. It was basically a 2-hopper. They got to the bag, and the throw was not in time. I'd have to get the stopwatch out to see if that was on the pitcher or on the catcher. It looked like Waguespack was rather slow to the dish. So Yamazaki's got his 10th stolen base of the year. He's only been caught once. And that last pitch was a strike to Oda, so it's 0-2. And here's the offering from Waguespack. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-2. Our friend Barry says, I've been on Monday Night Football before. I have pictures for documentation. I wonder if that was the Barry where he jumped out from the, or was the Packer? I was going to say Packers Bears. Were you the guy who caught the football after the extra point? So Barry says he was at a Packers-Lions game. I was behind Steve Young's shoulder in the stands. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As Waguespack checks the runner at second, he delivers a breaking ball that just misses, and the count is now 2-2 to Oda. I really don't know if I like the way that Tongu receives the pitch. That last pitch there, he did the old window shade. Pitch was up and out of the zone, and then he yanked it down. So kind of strange. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Oda. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Waggy Spack leans in. And we've got Jerry. We appreciate you, Jerry, and we thank you for your support of the channel. As here comes the 3-2 offering. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Oda has gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. And he is away here, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. And we thank Jerry for doing that. And as we said, it's not necessarily something that we go looking for, but we do appreciate it when it comes through. We can always put it to good use. Like next weekend when I'll be in Seattle watching the Mariners and the Houston Astros go at it on Friday and Saturday. So we won't be doing the Japanese games those nights. So here we go. Here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Kobakata. Hiroto Kobakata is batting .264 on the season. He's got no homers and 13 runs batted in. He's batting in the 9 spot tonight. He's been all over the batting order this year. We've seen him in the 1, 2, 6 spots. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kobakata. I like the way that Kobakata does handle the bat. He is able to bunt balls. He's able to hit behind runners. He's not a powerful guy. He doesn't have a lot of juice in the stick, but he does pretty good. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. And there is a fastball taken for a strike, and the count is 2-1. I was going to say, our friend Jerry says that Wagner seems like he's not bending to finish some of his pitches. He's not getting over his front side very well. That's usually a sign where he leaves pitches up in the zone. Also, too, his arm actions, I've seen a couple of times where he looks almost like he's, for the size of where he is, he's almost rather over the top. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. Moving back on the warning track and making the catch is Sugimoto. Now returning back to second and tagging is the base runner. And that ball is thrown into third. It gets away from the third baseman. But the runner, Yamazaki, is going to stay at third. Not a very good piece of base running by Yamazaki. It looked like he had taken off on the crack of the bat by Kobakata. And then he had to race back to second to tag, and then he had to take off to third. The throw was probably closer than what it should have been. Kobakata does his job, and he advances the runner a base, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Ryosuke Tatsumi. Our friend Alexander Leggett is now hacking on my Detroit Lions. As a season ticket holder for those guys for 5 seasons. Back in the 90s, I gave up my season tickets after I was fed up after the 1999 season. About 3 months after that, Barry Sanders had hung it up. And so I was very thankful I'd done that. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Tatsumi. Tatsumi tonight walked in and scored the only run of the ballgame so far, as he was driven in by Daichi Suzuki. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. It is a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Barry says, I miss McDonald's Crunch Wraps. Those are harder than my 18 speeding tickets. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. Racing back is Sugimoto. This ball is down and it's off the wall. And Sugimoto is kicking it around out there in right field. Rounding second and heading to third is Tatsumi. We're going to have to wait to see what they call it. I'm going to give him a triple, but looked like Sugimoto had butterfingers in there out there in right field. So Tatsumi's going to get himself an RBI as Yamazaki is going to score. That's going to increase the score to 2-0. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Jinji. So 2-0 for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. That ball was absolutely scorched by the center fielder, Tatsumi. It short hopped the wall. And then when it came back off the wall, Sugimoto couldn't get the handle on it, and Tatsumi just kept rounding the bases. He probably was a double and maybe was able to get the third on the bobble, but we'll have to see what the official scorer says. So Tatsumi is the runner at third, and that's going to bring up Jinji to the plate. Jinji tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. So Jinji waggles the bat. And he bends his knees as Wagyu Spack is ready to go back to the delivery, and the pitch is a fastball that misses up, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Jinji. Jinji's average has slipped to .322 on the season. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. And the count is now 1-1. Our friend Jerry English says that the Rockies had been playing well as well. Only 5.5 out of the wild card. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. And Wagyu Spack delivers a fastball. It swung on. It is popped up into foul territory. It's playable for Yuma Mune, and he's going to make the catch on the third base side, and that is going to do it here for the Eagles in their half of the second inning. So for the Eagles in their half of the second, there was 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 2 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2 and the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments. After this, here's some of our Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame highlights. Check them out.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's mystery pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, pick a haircut. Back to the game.
Back, everybody. We were trying to run 1 more. Ooh. Welcome back, everybody. We're trying to run 1 more of our cheerleader stuff to get everybody in the mood, but unfortunately, we're having a little bit of difficulties there. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be with you here as the starter Fujiwara has just completed his warm-up tosses. As we are moving now to the top of the 3rd inning, it is going to be the top of the order for the Buffaloes. Shuhei Fukuda, Yuma Mune, and Kai Nakagawa to come to bat. So there we are, guys. We are all ready to go. There's just a slight little lag in our stuff, and here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that gets by the catcher Oda, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Shohei Fukuda. Fukuda tonight is 0 for 1. He flew out to left field his first time up. And here's the 1-0 offering. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to first. Knocked down by Jinji, and he's just going to go over and step on the bag himself. It's going to be a ground out to 3 for out number 1. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. So for Mune tonight, he is 0 for 1. He grounded to first his first time up, just as Fukuda did. It was also a nice play by Jinji. So Jinji flashing the leather here tonight. As the right-hander Fujihara gets ready to go through the batting order for the second time. Mune waits at the plate, and here comes the first offering from the Golden Eagle right-hander. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Can't help by comparing this right-hander to a player I saw recently in the big leagues, Garrett Hill for the Detroit Tigers, who sitting in the low 90s. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. If I describe the right-hander here, even though he's throwing in the low 90s, there's not a lot of late life on his pitch. The fastballs are pretty much straight as an arrow. There's not a lot of downward tilt. There's not a lot of cut or arm side run. He's really going to have to hit his spots and start to mix some speeds. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. I think of pitchers that I've watched lately at the big league level, like Logan Webb, of course, Max Scherzer, Walker Buehler when he's on. Of course, he's been out for a while. Those kind of guys. Spencer Strider, the young rookie for the Braves, lots of movement on their pitches. It's almost like trying to hit a wiffle ball when it flies up to the plate. The only problem is it's going at 90-plus miles an hour. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted. Foul behind home plate. It's going to reach the seats on the third base side. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. Our friend Barry says that the Orix Buffaloes need to capitalize on the walks. Yeah, 3 walks in that last inning, and you can't punish the pitcher. It gives him second life. It makes you wonder if the Golden Eagles will put up with that a second time. Usually, I think it was Sparky Anderson used to say when he was with the Cincinnati Reds, I'll let you get into a jam once, but I won't let you get into a jam a second time without being hooked. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So Fujihara, I would think, would be in that kind of boat. He was able to wiggle himself out one time. You don't want to let him have to get himself in another type of jam. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jerry says, funny story last night. He had the Eagles at plus 2.5. Obviously, they lost by 4, but Caesars graded it a win on his 3-team parlay and paid him out. That's awesome, Jerry. Every time that happens, that's a good fist pump for you. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Mune. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. Alexander Leggett says, I don't like the Buffalo's chances. Well, the problem was tonight, it was hard to read the starting pitcher because, as we said, coming into the game, Fujihara had only had 3 innings this year and no starts. And his numbers across his NPB career have been quite dicey for the 23-year-old in his previous actions. So for him tonight, I don't know what the plan would be for the Eagles, how far they're going to ride him. They did have to use the bullpen the last couple of nights in this series. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fujihara holds at the belt as he works from the stretch with nobody on. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to second. Kabakata fields it. He throws on the run. And that is going to retire Mune on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. So for Nakagawa, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to the left fielder his first time up. Just trying to keep up a little bit here with the chat. You guys are clipping along at a pretty good pace tonight. So if I don't get you, I apologize. All right, so here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Barry said he should have laid off Orix tonight. They can't hit his infamous knuckleballer. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined right back through the pitcher into center field, and Kai Nakagawa has got himself a base hit. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Buffaloes, as it's come here with 2 outs in the top of the third. All the traffic in the last inning was via the base on ball. Almost looked like the pitcher, Fujihara, was going to do the limbo as he was falling to the glove side, and the ball was lined right behind him, as he had to avoid that one there. Johnny says, why can't they hit this guy? I don't know. It's not like he's got a lot of action going on in his stuff. He's pretty much a fastball, breaking ball kind of guy. I haven't seen much of a change up here. So here comes the first offering to Masataka Yoshida. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Yoshida tonight, walked to lead off the second inning, and he was one of the runners that was stranded at third in the inning. He's got that .307 batting average with 9 homers and 48 runs batted in this year. We'll have to keep our eye on Nakagawa. Nakagawa does not run particularly well. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. What I mean by that, he doesn't really steal a lot of bases. He's got 4 on the year. He's a what I'd call above average runner. So Yoshida waiting on the offering here from Fujihara, who holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now is 2 balls and 1 strike. Jerry asked early on what the velocity of this pitcher was. That might have been the hardest pitch we've witnessed tonight. That had to be about 93 miles an hour. Maybe 94 if my math and calculation is correct. Our friend John Cardona says, I'm in delay with the video, but these guys need to stop swinging. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-1. Yeah, he's been all over the place tonight. Actually, both pitchers have not been in command of their pitches. Jacob Waguespack as well has been all over the map. Our friend Johnny says this isn't great pitching. Well, it's not exactly great hitting either. It's not like they're lighting the guys up. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. And the pitch is a fastball that misses down, and that is going to be ball 4. So here we go again. It is going to be runners at first and second. That's going to bring up Yutaro Sugimoto. Our friend Lake 3 Show asks, where can we watch this visually? Well, Jerry English just gave you some advice. And that'll be in Japanese, so you may want to try to sync it up with what we're doing here. So the runner at second is Nakagawa. The runner at first is Yoshida. There's 2 gone here in the third inning. And that's Yutaro Sugimoto, who flew out to right field his first time up. He is a major run producer in the Buffalo's batting order. Really got off to a slow start this season, but he's picked it up over the last couple of months. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0. Sugimoto has 11 homers and 35 runs batted in. He was hitting around 150 for the month of April, even into the month of May. He finally started to get himself on a bit of a tear. He's not a youngster, but it was really his first season last year in the NPB where he got full-time action. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes even to 1-1. Our friend John Cardona says, anytime your swing looks like you're teeing off on a golf course, it's probably not a strike. Our friend Johnny says all he sees is that, well, you're going to have to play around. One thing you can do, if you guys are tech savvy, I was doing it earlier today. If you go to that site, what I do is I use Google Translate on my phone. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2. And you can set it up where you have Japanese to English. And when you do that, it actually converts, when you show your camera at it, it converts the Japanese into English, and you can figure it out from there. Learned that little trick when I was over in Japan a few years ago, that I just can't read a sign. I just put it on the Google Translate, take out the camera, and recognizes the characters and flips it over into the Western script. There's a fastball that is delivered up and into Sugimoto. That's really going to back him off the plate. It's going to run the count to 2-2. Our friend Jerry says there's no way that he's going to keep getting out of these jams. Well, eventually it's going to catch up to him here. He's at 60 pitches here in the third inning. This is going to be pitch number 61 on its way to Sugimoto. Our friend Mick says his Yankees had their way with their food today. Yeah, it's Boston Red Sox were in for dinner. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into shallow left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second and heading home is Yoshida, he's going to slide in safely. Check that. Nakagawa is going to slide in safely. And Yoshida is going to stop at second. And that is going to be a single and an RBI for Sugimoto as the Buffaloes are on the board. So don't look now, everybody, with 2 outs. This rally has got going. He really did a good job of keeping his hands inside the baseball. Was able to get the barrel head out on it and hit that single into left field. The throw was not in time as Oda even had to bobble the ball a little bit. So that is an RBI single for Sugimoto. It is now 2-1. And it's going to bring up Joe McCarthy to the plate. McCarthy has walked his first time up. He's hitting .229 on the season. He's got those 2 homers and 10 RBIs. This would be a big moment for McCarthy if he could put a charge into one. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0. You have to wonder sometimes how much life that some of these import players are going to get, especially where they've got to come over and start producing straight away. They don't produce, they are not going to be in the lineup long. They'll be back on a flight to North America. So here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Jerry English said, yeah, the Yankees took out Chris Sale in the first inning. It was a line drive right off his hand. Absolute bullet. So 2 balls and no strikes to Joe McCarthy. The right-hander Fujihara holds set at the belt. And he gets his side from Oda and he delivers. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and now the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to McCarthy. McCarthy bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Fujihara. He's kind of an upright type of stance. He's very narrow. He's got his hands right at the top of the strike zone. He waggles the bat. And now he's waiting on the offering from the 23-year-old right-hander. And he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 2-2 to McCarthy. The Buffaloes looking to square this one up. All the action has gotten going with 2 out here in this third inning. A single, a walk, and a single have cut the lead to 2-1. Here's the pitch to McCarthy. It's a fastball inside. He checks his swing, and it bounds foul over on the first base side, and that's going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The runner at second is Yoshida. The runner at first is Sugimoto. Neither one of the 2 runners are particularly fleet of foot, especially Sugimoto. He really lumbers around the base paths. So a double in the gap here will get one, but it may not score Sugimoto. So here comes the 2-2 offering. Fujihara holds at the belt. He checks the runner at second, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the right field line, but it's going to hook into the seats foul. That's going to keep the count at 2-2. In fact, the ball may have left the stadium. It was hooked so much foul. There is an area down the right field line that it kind of narrows a bit. So 2 balls and 2 strikes still to McCarthy. Pitch number 68 of the ball game coming up here for Fujihara. We're going to have to see if the guys are going to be able to get that going. Our friend Mark Anthony, Bamba in the house here. Is there any link or video for this game? Well, we can't give you the links. That'll get us shut down. But our friend Alexander Leggett or Jerry English might be able to provide you some insight. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the right field line. And that ball is into the corner, but it is just going to hook foul. It's a tough position for us to see it. Sometimes we get that right field view on the replay. You can see that ball was hook-barreled foul by about 6 feet. It's going to keep the count to 2-2 on McCarthy. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. But if you hang with us, Mark, we'll update you in the next inning and help you out with that. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fujihara here is ready to deliver again to McCarthy. He holds at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 3-2. There you go, Mark, and appreciate it. And maybe we'll see you around, or maybe you'll stay with us and keep the English feed going. So hopefully that can help you out. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runners are going to be on the move as there's 2 gone here in the top of the 3rd inning. Fujihara looking to work his way out of the jam. He holds at the belt, and now he delivers. It's a breaking ball that's taken for a called 3rd strike. McCarthy stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 3. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 3rd inning. They had a run in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 2.5. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2, the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you all for being here. We'll try this one again with our friend Dave.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's mystery pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, take a haircut. Back to the game.
We'll be back in 30 seconds, everybody. Hang tight. We're glad you guys are with us. It is a 2-1 ball game for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is going to be Hideto Asamura, Hiroki Shimochi, and Daichi Suzuki to face Jacob Waguespack. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Asamura. Asamura today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-1. And I have to apologize for everybody on the chat here because we've had to go to our B feed to keep up, as there's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. So that is going to take us away from the live stuff that we are seeing from you guys until we can get our A feed up and running. And there's a fastball swung on. It's fouled right back into the mask of the catcher, Tongu. Made his legs wobbly as the home plate umpire had to stabilize him. That's going to keep the count at 1-2 strikes. If anybody's ever been hit by a foul ball, if you get it flush right in the center, boy, that can reel you back a little bit. So 1-2 strikes, and here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 strikes. If we can't get the regular feed, we'll have to get our B feed or other stuff for the chat to be able to keep up. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count now runs to 3-2 on Asamura. Waguespack, when he works from the windup, doesn't waste any time. There's a breaking ball swung on. The bat is just tossed out, and Asamura is going to lift a base hit into right field. That is going to be a single here as he is aboard, and that is going to bring up Hiroki Shimochi. The one thing that I listened to on a Baseball America podcast about a year and change ago, for some of you guys, you're familiar with the draft, obviously the Major League draft that happened tonight. Kumar Rocker, who was drafted last year out of the University of Vanderbilt by the Mets and didn't sign, was redrafted tonight, 3rd overall by the Texas Rangers. Well, a few years ago in the draft, there was a young right-hander named Carter Stewart. There's the first pitch fastball delivered to Shimochi that swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Stewart was drafted, I believe, 9th overall by the Atlanta Braves. And the Braves said they saw his medical charts and basically refused to sign the young right-hander. Anyways, the long and the short of it is he ended up going to a junior college, and the next year he signed with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Now squaring to bunt is Shimochi. He drops one down the first base line. It's a good one. Coming in to field it is the first baseman McCarthy, and he puts the tag on Shimochi, but it is going to advance Asamura into scoring position at second base. It's going to go down as a sacrifice to 3 for the first out, and that's going to bring up the third baseman Daichi Suzuki. Well, Carter Stewart, when he was interviewed, they asked him, they said, what's the difference in pitching in North America versus pitching in Japan? And he said in Japan, he just couldn't power back and throw his 98-mile-an-hour fastball and blow hitters away. The hitters will use their hands. They'll come out. They'll do everything they can to put the ball in play. So you just couldn't walk the ladder up in the strike zone and try to blow those hitters away. And that was what Asamura did in his at-bat. He just stuck the bat out, and the next thing you know, it was looped into shallow right field for a base hit. And there was a first pitch fastball delivered to Daichi Suzuki that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Suzuki tonight is 1 for 1. He drove in the first run of the ballgame with a single in the first inning. Waits on the offering here from Waguespack. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Suzuki gets the nod at third base tonight. He's played a lot on the corners. He hasn't played as much as he has last year. He was pretty much a staple in the Golden Eagles lineup. This year he has been relegated more to a part-time role. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the third baseman, Suzuki. As we mentioned to you, everybody, will pop back into the chat when we can here. We're just trying to get our A feed back operational again. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And here comes the offering now from Waguespack. He checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Have to do a little different end route to see if we can get ourselves into our stream. And there is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down in front of the right fielder, Sugimoto. And rounding third and throwing on the brakes is Asamura. That's going to be a single for Suzuki. Asamura is going to stop at third. It's going to put runners on the corners. And now it's going to bring up the right fielder, Takeru Okajima. So Okajima is going to step up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight.
There we are. I don't know if this is going to... Any feedback from you guys?
May have to bounce out of that one there. There might have been some feedback from that there for everybody as we tried to get to our B feed. Yep, there we are. Jimmy Lamb said there was an echo, so I had to take that one back. We got to do a little bit of work here to be able to get that there. Sorry, Jimmy. So runners on the corners here for Waguespack, and he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Suzuki. I don't know how I'm going to be able to operate that one so we can get our feed going. As we said, we were working off our B feed, not our A feed. Might have to be a complete and utter shutdown. And here comes the pitch, and squaring to bunt. And the ball is popped up over on the first base side, and racing in is Joe McCarthy. He's going to make the catch. And Okajima is going to be out for the second out of the inning. Looked like it was going to be a safety squeeze. The runner at third, Asamura, was not coming home at the time. Looked like they were going to try to bunt. But Okajima pops it up. He is gone for out number 2. And that is going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. For Yamazaki tonight, he is officially 1 for 1. He singled his first time up, and he scored the second run of the ball game for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles when he was tripled home by Ryosuke Tatsumi. So he steps up to the plate. He's raised his season batting average up to 159. And so here comes the first offering from the right-hander Waguespack. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Waguespack leans in and he gets this sign. Waguespack is also starting to see his pitch count ratcheted up. This is going to be pitch number 65 of the ball game. As he leans in here and is ready to go back to work. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Yamazaki. As we said, Yamazaki, this is the first action that he has seen in the series here. Yamazaki did not play in the first 2 games of the series as the shortstop was Hiroto Kobakata. There's a pitch that is a fastball that misses down, and now that runs the count to 3-0. So Waguespack is in danger of loading the bases here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. This is certainly not a pitcher's duel by any stretch. Looks like we could be going to a battle of the bullpen early tonight. Now here comes the 3-0 pitch to Yamazaki. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count is now 3-1. So what would frustrate me here the most is you've got Yamazaki at the plate batting 159 on the season. You've got 2 guys on. Make Yamazaki be a hitter. You went 3 balls and no strikes until you finally threw your first strike. That would drive me crackers if I was the manager of this group here. So here comes the 3-1 offering. And there's the fastball that catches the inside corner, and now the count runs to 3-2. So Waguespack now trying to come all the way back against the right-handed hitting shortstop. Left-handed hitting shortstop. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Waguespack holds at the chest. And there goes the runner, and it is a fastball swung on. It is grounded back to the pitcher. Waguespack fields it. He underhands it to first. That is going to retire Yamazaki on a ground out 1-3. So he is able to wiggle himself out of the jam. There was no runs in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. That is now 5 runners left on base through the first 3 innings for the Golden Eagles. We're now through 3 complete. It is 2-1 for Tohoku. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a couple minutes. We appreciate you guys are up here. We'll be right back in just a moment. Hang tight.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. We are back in the saddle, fellas. We had some technical difficulties at our end, so I have to apologize. You guys don't always see the stuff that goes on the back end here. But we have our A feed back up and running. We're trying to multitask, call, and get the A feed going. So it is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Orix batting order coming up here in the top of the fourth. Means it's going to be Kentaro Kobayashi, Tomoya Noguchi, and Yoma Tongu. So now I can see when the chat is asking the questions, we can come back and help you guys out as well. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander Fujihara. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kobayashi tonight is 0 for 1. He popped out to the shortstop his first time up. It was infield fly rule that was in effect or invoked at that time. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 1-1. It was 70 pitches through the first 3 innings for the Tohoku right-hander. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. Our friend Mark says, is there 9 innings for the NPB? Yes, there is. 9 innings of baseball. I always like to say softball is 7, baseball is 9. When Major League Baseball was playing those 7-inning doubleheaders last year, didn't like it. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short. It is fielded by Yamazaki. He throws on the run, and that is going to retire Kobayashi on a ground out 6-3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Tomoya Noguchi. Our friend Ignacio Lopez says, did the Buffaloes have a chance, or should I cash out? Yeah, I think the Buffaloes have a chance. When I looked at this starting pitcher here earlier on, I thought that for sure it was the edge to the Buffaloes. You just haven't been able to capitalize. And here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting Noguchi. He takes a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. It looks like the home plate umpire is finally starting to open up his zone, because I'm not sure that last pitch was the strike he's been calling most of the night. There's a fastball that is waved at and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Noguchi. Noguchi, his first time up, he walked but was erased on a fielder's choice. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. Our friend, it's, if I mess up your name, is it Vipulan? Puvander, and I apologize if I messed that up. He wants to know, what do you think about the 6.5? And how are these pitchers looking? Well, the pitchers look like trash. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Noguchi for the second out of the inning. And in saying that, Fujihara has retired the first 2 batters of the inning. It's going to bring up the catcher Yuma Tongu, but if you remember in the 3rd inning, he retired the first 2 batters he faced, and then the Buffaloes got their act together, and that's how they got their first run. So 2 gone here in the top of the 4th, and Yuma Tongu steps to the plate. And the first pitch from Fujihara is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. For Tongu, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. His average has dipped to 188 on the season. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. Our friend Cole World DDJ says, I don't think no runs in the 5th inning. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow right field. Backing up on it is the second baseman, Kobakata. He camps out underneath it, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for out number 3. So the Orix Buffaloes go in order here in their half of the 4th inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2, the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We're glad you're with us tonight. Sunday night in North America is coming to an end. We're going to be going into the wee hours of Monday morning. We're appreciative that you all are here. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. Jacob Waguespack has just completed his warm-up tosses, but we have a injury delay here as the shortstop Katara Kobayashi has left the field. The manager Nakajima has come out to speak to the home plate umpire as he's gone down the hall. For some of you, you may or may not know, when they are sometimes in the Japanese league, they'll take them down into the stuff, and what they'll do is they will be able to examine the player if there's something wrong. But it looks like he's going to come back out to the field into his position. So he left the field there for just a couple of moments. So this one is about ready to go back underway. Whatever it is, he's kind of laughing it off a little bit. Doesn't maybe look like he's feeling all that well, as there is a bit of a concern there in the Buffalo dugout. Our friend Johnny is concerned about Steve Rademacher. So here we go. We're back at it here, as the first pitch is coming from Jacob Waguespack, and it's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs to Hikari Oda for ball one. It's going to be Oda, Kobakata, and Tatsumi. That's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order. And he pitches a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strike. So 2 balls and no strikes. Waguespack rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. Now the count is 2-1 on Oda. Oda today is 0 for 1. He struck out in his first time at bat against Waguespack, who wastes no time when there's nobody on. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side, and that's going to run the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oda has broken his bat. He's going to go get himself a new piece of lumber, and he's going to spray it up. So he's going to return to the plate here. It's the bottom of the 4th inning. The Eagles are leading the Buffaloes 2-1. It's definitely not a pitcher's duel by any sense, but both pitchers have survived so far. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in is the center fielder Fukuda, and he's going to pick it off his shoe tops. And that is going to retire Oda for the first out of the inning. Not a very good jump by the center fielder. And then he had to turn on the jets to come to the ball. And he was able to get it. And he uses his glove to balance himself as he's made the catch. And Oda is gone for out number 1. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. So Kobakata tonight is 0 for 1. He's flown out to right field his first time up. And here comes the offering from Waguespack. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kobakata's average has dipped to 263 on the season. Waguespack rocks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Waguespack is a completely different pitcher, pitching from the windup than he is from the stretch. And there is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. And sometimes you see that with pitchers, especially pitchers in North America. Guys will look like $1 million out of the windup, and they got to go from the stretch, and they forget how to throw. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-1. I remember there was a young pitcher in the Yankees organization Not young anymore. He'd probably be in his 40s. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 3-2. His name was John Pico. And Pico, when he was in high school, he was throwing no-hitters. He was blowing hitters away in the high school league in Michigan. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kobakata is gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to retire him. That'll bring up Ryosuke Tatsumi. So anyways, this Pico was pitching in the Michigan High School League, and he was just blowing hitters away. The Yankees picked him up, and they drafted him, and they signed him. He was pitching in the minor leagues, and then they realized that he couldn't throw from the stretch. He was having problems. Every time a runner would get on base, then he would lose all his ability to throw strikes. But when he pitched from the windup, he was great. There's a first pitch breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Tatsumi. Tatsumi today is 1 for 1. He tripled and drove in a run. He's walked and scored a run. So he has been a part of both of the runs scored by the Eagles. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Tatsumi. Wagyu Spack rocks into the motion, and he delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 1-2. Our friend Johnny says, is this Len Sakata? Johnny Cueto is like that as well. Yeah, Johnny Cueto, as soon as he has to throw from the stretch position, it becomes a whole different ballgame. Or like John Lester pitching with runners on first base. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. If you're interested in when we're going to be calling our next games, we are going to be doing stuff after the All-Star break in the Major League realm. But our next Japanese games will come in another couple of weeks, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled and swung on and missed. It was tipped into the mid of the catcher. Tatsumi has gone on strikes. That is the 4th strikeout of the game for Wagyu Spack, and he retires the Eagles in order. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 4 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2, the Orix Buffaloes 1. We'll be back here in just a couple moments, everybody, with the call at the top of the 5th inning. I have a feeling we are going to see a pitching change, so we'll be back with all that information in just a couple moments. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Reps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel, among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Reps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back as we have a pitching change.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Reps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's mystery pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, pick a haircut. Back to the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a left-hander, Yuki Watanabe, coming in as he is going to start the 5th inning. As Shoma Fujihara's day is done. The right-hander went 4 innings. His stat line is finished, and it was more of survival than anything else, as he definitely was not sharp. So Watanabe comes in. This is going to be his 13th appearance of the season. He has no record. He's worked 12 innings. He's allowed 7 hits, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. He's got 1 run earned, and he's got a 0.75 ERA. And the first pitch is a fastball delivered to Shuhei Fukuda, and the count is quickly 0-1. It's the top of the order, Fukuda, Mune, and Nakagawa here to face the left-hander. here comes the 0-1 offering now to Fukuda. As Watanabe kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The left-hander, Watanabe, rubs up the baseball, and he's ready to go back at it here as he gets the sign from the catcher, Oda. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say Fukuda didn't go. The count now goes to 1-2. Our friend Barry says, I really hope Orix wakes up. Well, this isn't... Watanabe has had a decent year this year, but he's not one of their go-to guys when they have the lead. There's a breaking ball that misses down on the way, and the count is now 2-2. Usually guys that we'll see out of the Eagles bullpen when there's a lead, obviously Matsui's the closer. Chihao Sung and Raku are typically the arms we've seen coming in when they have the leads. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. Racing over is Shimouchi, but that ball is going to drift into the seats. That's going to keep the count at 2-2. Shimouchi had to come away for that one, but he just ran out of real estate. Probably if it was another 2 or 3 feet, he would have been able to make that catch. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fukuda. Fukuda really chokes up. He's got a open stance here, and he puts all his weight on his backside. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that's swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats on the third base side. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. John Cardona says, I'm going to make a bold call and say that Orix ties or takes the lead here in the 5th. Okay, we're going to hold you to it here, John. Here comes the offering from the lefty. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. Kobakata has to charge it. He fields on the run. He throws on the run. That's going to retire Fukuda on a ground out 4-3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Our friend B. Alensi says, yeah, Orix, come on, he's cheering for you. Derek Keenan says he likes it. And Johnny figures they're all going to start scoring now. I don't know what the over-under for the first 5 innings was in this game. But certainly with these 2 pitchers on the mound, I wouldn't have been picking the under, that's for sure. So Mune steps up. He is 0 for 2 today. He's grounded to second and grounded to first. The first pitch is a fastball that misses way outside, and the count is 1-0. Mune getting the nod again at third base tonight. He's pretty much a regular in the Buffalo lineup. Last season, he had a pretty solid year, and he has been there ever since. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. Not much pop from this young third baseman. He's got no homers this year, but he is able to put the bat on the ball. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it is tap foul over on the third base side. And the count is now 2-1. Our friend Johnny doesn't think much of the bullpens of either of these 2 teams. You may be right a little bit there with that, Johnny. Both of these teams do struggle with their bullpen. Ignacio says the bullpen might be trash, but the batters are right there with them. That might be more the truth right there. Certainly for Orix. And there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike to Mune. When I look at the Orix batting order, I really think there's maybe only 3 guys that really strike fear into me. Derek asks a good question. He says, are there extras in this league? That's a good question. There are. The regular season, they only go to 12 innings, but there's no ghost runner. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count now goes even to 3-2. Last year, there were no extra innings in the NPB because of the COVID, they were stopping the games after 9 innings and there were ties. If the game is tied after 12, then it ends in a tie. So here's the 3-2 to Mune as Watanabe kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, and it hits him right in the middle of the back. If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the one you want to get hit with. But Mune went down like he was shot. That ball there, that's the one I'd want to be hit with. The trainer comes out to have a word with him. If you want to get hit with the breaking ball or the changeup. The fastball in the spinal cord is really going to make you cringe. But Mooney is going to walk it off past the bag at first base. It was right in the middle of the numbers, and down he went, reaching behind it. If this was soccer, the referee would have brought out the yellow card, probably for embellishment more than anything else. How times have changed in the NPB. You go back 25, 30 years ago, there used to be a lot of fighting in the NPB, a lot of bench brawls, a lot of craziness. We haven't seen anything over the last couple of years that would even indicate anything like that. If you guys ever get a chance and you Google Rod Allen is somebody who used to be a Tiger broadcaster. So here comes the first offering now to Kai Nakagawa. As Watanabe holds at the belt and he throws over to first, and diving back safely is Mune. Derek asks, is he fast and can he steal? He does run well, but he's only got 3 stolen bases. There's only one gone here in the top half of the 5th inning, as Nakagawa is waiting on the offering from Watanabe. Watanabe checks the runner, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the bottom part of the strike zone for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So, as Eric Cheng says, Rod Allen searches. So Rod Allen, when he was playing for the Hiroshima Carp, got hit by a pitch, and he chased the pitcher into the outfield. And he literally chased them all around the field. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside. It gets by the catcher, but time has been called, as it looks like that Nakagawa is going to be ruled that he's been hit by a pitch. So that's going to put runners at first and second with 1 out. And that's going to bring up the dangerous Masataka Yoshida. So our friend, I think it was Jerry Cardona, suggested that the Buffaloes were going to take the lead here. Well, if Jerry is still in here, as we look at the replay, and it looks like it hit the right foot of the hitter. If Jerry Cardona is still in here, you might be a prophet, Jerry, because there's runners at first and second. The pitching coach, Koyama's out on the mound. He's talking to the left-hander. And they've got the heart of the batting order coming up now. And this is a big run-producing part. Yoshida's got 9 homers and 48 RBIs on the season. He leads the team in runs batted in. He has walked twice tonight. So a very dangerous situation here for the Golden Eagles as they are clinging to a 2-1 lead. So anyways, Rod Allen, as he chases the pitcher into the outfield, it's about a 2-minute clip, and somebody's got it dubbed up to Yakety Sax, the old Benny Hill theme song, I guess is how you would put it. And so as he's chasing the pitcher all the way around the field, it was a classic moment. So if you guys get a chance at some point, maybe after the game tonight or in between innings, go check that out. Not only that, but Rod Allen had those big white eyes. There's a fastball that misses outside. You know, when somebody looks like they've gone absolutely nuts and their eyeballs are popping out of their head and all you see is the whites of their eyes, and that was what Rod was. Looked like he really wanted to kill this guy. So 1 ball and no strikes it is to Yoshida. The runner at second is Mune. The runner at first is Nakagawa. There's 1 dead here in the top of the 5th inning. And here comes the offering from the left-hander Watanabe. It's a changeup that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. Our friend Ronnie comes in here and says he is here. Welcome, Ronnie. We appreciate you for being here. We got Josh S. in the house. We're glad you're here. And for those of you who don't know about Rod Allen, Rod was the color commentator for the Tigers with Mario Impemba. There's a fastball taken for a cold strike, and the count is 1-2. And so about 4 or 5 years ago, Rod ended up getting fired from his job with the Tigers, as did Impemba, as they had a fight. The 2 announcers had a fight in the broadcast booth before the Tigers were to play the White Sox in the Windy City. It was near the end of the year. I guess they worked with each other for a number of years, but couldn't stand each other. And so here comes the 1-2 pitch. As Watanabe holds at the belt. He checks the runner and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-2. So apparently the anger management issues that Rod had when he was over in Japan was never able to quite shake it, as his broadcast partner was public enemy number one there for a bit. Derek says Rod seems like he's a bit of a hothead. I always kind of liked Rod's demeanor on the broadcast. When you would ever listen to him, if you ever got a chance, he used to be on Fox sometimes. He did a pretty good job. He was fairly insightful. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count's 3-2. Some people say it was maybe he was a hothead. Other people say it might have been from the late nights the night before that caused some of those challenges. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yoshida. There you have runners at first and second with 1 away. Watanabe has dug himself a bit of a hole here in the top of the 5th inning. And here comes the offering now from the lefty. Watanabe kicks and delivers. It as a fastball that is off the outside corner. They appeal down to the third base umpire, and they say Yoshida went around, and he is going to be retired on strikes. He definitely swung at ball 4. He couldn't hold up over there as the third base umpire rings him up for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Yatara Sugimoto. It's also going to bring the manager Ishii out, and that looks like it is going to be it for Watanabe. They're going to have a pitching change here, as more than likely they're going to bring a right-hander in to face the right-handed hitting Yataro Sugimoto. So stick around with us, everybody. We've got a pitching change in Tohoku. Watanabe's day is done. We'll bring you the specs when the right-hander comes in just a couple moments. We're appreciative that you guys are here. Hold tight, everybody. They're making everybody sweat, as they got runners at first and second with 2 gone. We'll be back here in just a moment. Hang tight, everybody.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's Mystery Pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, pick a haircut. Back to the game.
Be right back, everybody. It is going to be Nishigaki coming in relief. We'll get you his specs in just a moment. Enjoy one of our Hall of Fame baseball memories from the Baseball Hall of Fame in Tokyo, Japan. You can find it at the Egg, which is at the Tokyo Dome. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a right-hander. It is Masaya Nishigaki coming into the ball game. The right-hander is in his rookie season with the Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagles. It's going to be his 18th appearance of the year. He has worked 17 and a third innings. He's allowed 13 hits, 4 walks, 14 strikeouts, 4 runs, all of which have been earned, and he's got a 2.08 ERA. All the runners are going to be credited to Watanabe. So he's going to try to hold the situation here for the Eagles by trying to retire Sugimoto. Sugimoto steps to the plate tonight. He is 1 for 2. He has driven in the only run the Buffaloes have scored so far. It was a single to left field his last time up. He has also flown out to right field. So the big fella has 36 runs batted in on the season. He has pulled his average up to 241. And he digs in here ready to face the first offering from Nishigaki, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend John back in here, he said he had the chat volume off because I'm not yet synced up. He says, I didn't really think he went. I'd have to see the angle from the third base side. I was too close to tell on that one. I didn't get the third base angle, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Our friend Mark is in here as well. He says, about Ronnie, he says, tell Curtis stop freaking out. Orix is going to win. Well, Orix has had their chances, that is for sure. Johnny says there's no aggressiveness at the plate. Well, there was early on because they were swinging at pitches out of the zone. They were up there hacking and slashing. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Sugimoto as the pitcher Nishigaki steps off the backside of the rubber and goes to the rosin bag. And now he's ready to go back to work. Here comes the 2-0 offering. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and that runs the count now to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Joe McCarthy is waiting on deck. The runner at second is Mune. The runner at first is Nakagawa. They pan the dugout where the manager Ishii was sitting, and he's got his head back. It's looking like he's staring up at the ceiling. Either that or he's about to have an angina attack. Either one. Here's the 3-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and that is going to walk Sugimoto on 4 straight pitches. So they bring in the right-hander to face the right-hander, and they walk him on 4 consecutive pitches, and now they've got to bring up and face the left-handed hitting Joe McCarthy. You bring a right-hander in to get a right-hander out, and he walks him. The only thing worse than that would have been drilling him with the pitch. So the runner at third now is Mune. The runner at second is Nakagawa. And the runner at first is Sugimoto, and that brings McCarthy to the plate. McCarthy tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his last time up. He's also walked. So he's officially 0 for 1. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down. The count is 1-0. That is 5 balls in a row delivered by the reliever Nishigaki since he's entered the ballgame. And you can just feel the helplessness on the bench of the Buffaloes as they're watching this one slip away. They don't have pitchers who can throw strikes. Their walks and the hit batters are going to kill the Eagles here tonight, even though they're winning 2-1 right now. Here comes the pitch to McCarthy. It's a fastball that misses outside. That is now 6 in a row delivered by the right-hander. 2 balls and no strikes to McCarthy. Ronnie says, McCarthy, a former D-back. I don't know if he was in the D-back organization. I know he was a Giant, and I know he was a Texas Ranger. But I can't remember if he spent any time with the D-backs. Certainly not at the big league level. He was only 0 for 10 with the Giants in his tour of duty in the major leagues. So 2 balls and no strikes. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is drilled to deep right field, and it's going to be off the wall. It's going to be played by Okajima. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Digging for second is McCarthy, and they're going to hold up Sugimoto at third base. It's going to be a 2-run double as McCarthy has cashed in here for the Orix Buffaloes. Our friend John Cardona called it when the inning started. He said he could feel it coming. Everybody else thought it was his trip to Denny's, but maybe not, as that is going to put runners now at second and third, and the Buffaloes now have the lead 3-2. And that's going to bring up the shortstop Kataro Kobayashi. So for Kobayashi on the evening, he is 0 for 2. He is popped to short, and he is grounded to short. So the runners are at second and third, and there's still 2 away. Here comes the first offering to Kobayashi. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. It was probably a much-needed hit by McCarthy there because he's been struggling as of late, getting himself a couple RBIs and a base hit. Maybe that'll keep his name in the lineup here for a string of games. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. And he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. This is where you want to be able to attack the hitters, as Kobayashi's only batting 207 entering the fray tonight. He's 0 for 2 tonight. The bottom third of the batting order is Or you got to be able to put these Buffaloes away. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And there is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-0 to Kobayashi. So the wheels are falling off the apple cart. What it feels like sometimes, if you've ever been in this situation as a manager, it feels like you're trying to hold a gallon of water with your bare hands. And it's just running through, and there's not a darn thing you can do. And that's what it looks like when you're watching this pitching performance by the Golden Eagles here in the 5th inning. So here comes the 3-0 pitch. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. And the count is now 3-1. Our friend Mick 3Y says, my eye score went off before you said he got the hit. Yeah, possibly so. We might be on a little bit of a delay. I think I'm on about a 6 or 7 second delay with you guys. And so here comes the 3-1 offering. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Kobayashi doesn't think so. The home plate umpire did, and that's really all that matters. And as we look at the replay, that didn't look like it was exactly a well-received ball by the catcher, Oda. But 3 balls and 2 strikes it is to Kobayashi. The runner at second is McCarthy. The runner at third is Sugimoto. There's 2 gone here in the top of the 5th inning. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined on one hop to the shortstop. Kobakata fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to do it here. It's a ground out 4-3 for out number 3, but damage has been done. There were 2 runs in the inning on only the benefit of 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 4.5. It is the Orix Buffaloes 3, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2. Stick around, everybody. It's like a heavyweight fight. Both these teams are going back and forth, and we figure it'll continue for most of the night. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments. We're glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Jinji Hideto Asamura and Hiroki Shimauchi to face the right-hander Jacob Waguspak, who is back out for his 5th inning of work. Our friend Derek Cardona says, Derek Keenan, thanks, but would still like a 0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. So we'll see what happens here. The top part of the batting order has been a part of that first run. It was Tatsumi who scored the first run of the game, as he was driven in by Daichi Suzuki. So here's 2, 3, and 4, though. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down in it, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Johnny is letting Waguspak have it. The former Toronto Blue Jay. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ginji. When I watch Ginji, when he takes a pitch, there's a fastball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say he didn't go. The count is now 2-1. There's a high school player that really was able to do a lot of bat twirls. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 3-1 to Ginji. I thought it was kind of funny because every time Ginji takes a pitch, he does this twirl of the bat. It reminds me of that high school player who does the jump around in the Koshin. There's a fastball swung on, and it says lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. It's going to run the count now to 3-2. The only thing he doesn't do is get that little extra hop in there. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is going to be the 91st pitch of the ball game by Waguespack, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and that is a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Hideto Asamura. For Waguespack, he walked 2 batters in the 1st inning, and then he seemed to have settled down. That's now the 3rd free pass he has issued today. So Jinji is now the runner at first. He's allowed 5 hits, as Waguespack. But he has really had to battle some of his control. He has gone to full counts today on 7 of the batters he's faced, as he's just starting to go through the order for the 3rd time. So basically just over a third of the hitters he's gone to full counts with. There's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Anytime you have to go deep into counts and they make you work, makes it more and more difficult to be able to throw strikes. Barry says the free pass to the first bat of the inning is always a problem. I think the statistic is leadoff hitters who walk, they generally score about just slightly over 50% of the time. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. And now the third baseman, Yuma Mune, has come in to say a few words to the right-handed throwing Waguespack. He's probably telling him, let him put the ball in play and we'll work our magic for you. So here comes the 2-0 offering. As Waguespack holds at the chest and delivers, it's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. The count is now 2-1. Our friend Johnny says no U.S. book will take 2K on Japanese baseball. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Asamura. And Waguespack kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul, just past the third base coach's box. That keeps the count at 2-2. Eric says that's the MLB though, right? There's a talent gap there with the hitters. Yeah, but it's not just the hitters. It's, I would say, probably a fair assessment, no matter at what level of professional ball that you play, that it probably is going to be north of 50%. Probably here it could be 60 with the leadoff walk, but not that much more different. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it's not in time. Hustling down the line was Asamura. It's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Jinji 6-4 at second base for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Hiroki Shimouchi. John Cardona says, throw it down the middle and see what happens. Well, you know, in the Japanese league, that might be a good theory. Throw it down the middle and see what happens. When you take away the import players and, you know, maybe the 7 or 8 Japanese hitters who can really put the ball in the seats, let everybody else challenge you or challenge everybody else and see what they can do. The Japanese game is not like the North American game where they can run 5 or 6 hitters and some lineups that can put the ball into the seats. So here comes the first pitch to Shimouchi. It's a fastball swung on. It's fouled away. It's on the third base side of home plate. Count is 0-1 to Shimouchi. Joseph Gordon says that Bet Rivers Sports will take $5,000 on a game. So here comes the 1-strike pitch to Shimouchi. As Waguespack holds at the chest, he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken. The throw down to second as Asamura was stealing. And Asamura is going to slide in safely. That is the second stolen base of the ball game tonight for the Golden Eagles. Asamura, that's going to be stolen base number 3 on the year. That throw was to the right field side of second base. It took Kirbiashi across the bag. It wasn't even close. There was no tag even made. So a stolen base for Asamura. The count is even at 1-1 on Shimouchi, so Asamura is in scoring position with one gone here. So Wagyu Spak now ready to go back to work. He delivers a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Shimouchi. The crowd is in full form. Some of them are up on their feet and now cheering. Something we haven't seen in the Japanese league. They were really encouraging people over the last year or two to keep their cheering down because of COVID, of course. And there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 3-1 to Shimouchi. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Wagyu Spak leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Tongo, and here he goes. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Shimouchi. So there's 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The runner at second is Asamura. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Shimouchi. Shimouchi really widens out with 2 strikes. He's taken away the stride from himself and looking just to be able to put the ball in play. So here comes the 3-2. And here comes the offering from Wagyu Spak, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that just misses outside. I don't know about that one. That pitch there looked like Wagyu Spak got squeezed. That's ball 4. Takayama is on the call on the phone to the bullpen. It's going to put runners at first and second with 1 gone. It's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound. He's taking that slow walk out. And it looks like that possibly that is going to be the end of the rope for Wagyu Spak, as Nakajima is out of the dugout as well. The interpreter is out there. Wagyu Spak is done for the night. 102 pitches. We are going to have a pitching change here. It is 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th inning with runners at first and second, and Daichi Suzuki coming to the plate. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. The drama for those who play the over-under in the first 5 innings is in full effect. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in 30 seconds after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change as Kei Suzuki is coming into the ball game. He has appeared earlier in this series, and I can tell you this, he was not very impressive, so he's going to get a chance tonight to redeem himself. On the season, he's worked 8 2/3 innings. He's allowed 6 hits. He has walked 1 and struck out 11, but he's given up 5 runs, all of which have been earned, and his ERA is 5.19. This is going to be his 5th season that he's in with the Orix Buffaloes. So a right-hander to replace the right-hander, and he's going to be facing a left-handed hitter in Daichi Suzuki. So he is getting his warm-up tosses completed here. So we have everybody who has jumped into the stream, and we appreciate you guys for popping in here. It is a 3-2 ball game in the bottom of the 5th inning as the Buffaloes are clinging to the lead that they gained in the top of the 5th. But the Eagles are looking here to tie the game and recapture the lead. So here comes the left-handed batter Suzuki to the plate as the right-hander Kei Suzuki has completed his warm-up tosses. Suzuki tonight is 2 for 2. He's also driven in a run. He's raised his season average up to 251. So Suzuki, who got the start at third base tonight, looking to reward his manager for a good night. I always get a kick out of it when the Japanese League Simitani last night was 3 for 3, and then they took him out of the game. And he never got a chance to start tonight. So here's the first pitch, and it is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's a base hit. It's been bobbled by the right fielder, Sugimoto. He picks it up and fires it into third, and that's going to be a base hit single for Suzuki. His third hit of the ball game, his second RBI, as Asamura has come around to score. And that is going to knock the game up at 3. The runner, Shimauchi, has stopped at second. So Sugimoto bobbles that ball. If he doesn't bobble the ball, that's probably going to load the bases. But that slight little bobble has caused the run, as they were able to take advantage of it right then and there. So the first pitch was drilled right into right field. So now we've got ourselves a brand new ball game as we're all knotted up at 3s. So that's going to bring up Takeru Okajima to the plate. Okajima tonight is 0 for 2. There's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Okajima has popped to short and popped to first his 2 trips up. So 1 ball and no strikes to Okajima. So the right-hander, Kei Suzuki, kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. It has definitely been an entertaining game here. That is for sure. Both of these teams are keeping us in stitches here tonight. It has not been exactly the most well-pitched game, but certainly the hitters here haven't really been able to take advantage of the poor pitching. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike as the right-hander Suzuki is ready to face the left-handed hitting Okajima. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole into right field. Digging hard around second and heading home is Shimauchi. Here's the throw to the plate. It's in time, and they've thrown him out at the plate. What a great throw by the right fielder Sugimoto, as they're able to nail Shimauchi trying to score from second base. As he gets up and limps off the field, it was a bang-bang play at the plate. What a fantastic throw by the right fielder. He made it up for the bobble that he had just a moment before. It was an instant replay. He takes it on 1 hop. Shimauchi slides. He tried to go to the foul territory side on the slide to avoid the tag of the catcher, and he wasn't able to do it. Going to third on the throw is Daichi Suzuki, so they're going to have runners on the corners. Check that. It's going to be runners at second and third as Okajima is going to move to second on the throw. So that's going to be a single. And it's going to be runners at second and third now with 2 out. And the first pitch that is delivered to Yamazaki is spiked in the dirt. It goes all the way to the backstop. And that is going to score Suzuki from third on the wild pitch. So that great play by the right fielder. And you figure they're going to get an opportunity to keep the game tied. And the pitcher has spiked the ball in the dirt, and it goes all the way to the backstop, and Suzuki scores. Okajima advances to third. It is now 4-3 for the Golden Eagles. And Yamazaki is got 1 ball and no strikes on him. Unbelievable. You want to talk about falling apart and giving it away. That's exactly what the Buffaloes are doing right here. That was a 55-foot fastball that got away from the catcher on the hop. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes the offering now from Suzuki. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. Our friend Jerry English asked earlier on what the pitchers were throwing. Well, that last pitch was at 95 miles an hour. So Suzuki has come in. He's throwing hard, but he's been getting knocked around. Here comes the 2-0 pitch now to Yamazaki. Suzuki holds at the belt. He kicks and fires it as a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It is fielded by Kobayashi. He throws to first, and that is going to do it as Yamazaki's retired. Ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning, but there was damage done as they got 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 5 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 4, the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. This is what I like to call our Japanese halftime. They're going to come out and clean the field. We're going to get you caught up in just a moment with the out-of-town scoreboard. We're glad you guys could be here with us tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 6th inning that's coming up, but we're going to go take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. This is the opportunity for us to be able to do it, as there is one other game going on right now. It is the Saitama Cebu Lions have a 5-1 lead over the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. That game is in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Lions have 5 runs on 6 hits. The Fighters have 1 run on 11 hits, but they've made a couple errors. That is where that game stands. Other games tonight at 4 a.m. Eastern or 1 o'clock Pacific, it'll be the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Chibalote Marines. All of the games that are going to go on in the Central League are all 5 a.m. Eastern starts or 2 p.m. Pacific. They're all going to be on much later than what we are going to be up and around for. So hang tight, everybody. We're going to the top of the 6th inning. The score line is 4-3. That is where we stand. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys are with us tonight, and we appreciate you guys for being here. Here is our friend, Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
That's right, everybody. It is Matt Hollis. He's a supporter of our channel, and in turn, we like to support him. Be sure to check him out after the game. That is Matt Hollis and Another Hollis Build. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. It is a gambling night tonight in the chat room. We got a lot of people in here listening to some stuff. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 6th inning, and it's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for Orix. As we send, usually it is what we like to call the Japanese halftime after the 5th inning. They do a cleaning of the field, and they are doing that here in Tohoku as they are getting the field dragged and swept up here so they can come back and play the last 4 innings on a nice, pristine surface. 4-7-0 for the Eagles, 3-3-1 for the Buffaloes. That is the stat line here. It is Noguchi, Tongu, and Fukuda, 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order to come up to bat. As we said, it was the right-hander Nishigaki, who had come in relief. We expect a full-on pitching parade for both of these teams from now to the end of the ball game. And that is what we expect to see. We haven't got any word yet if there is going to be a pitching change yet, as they are still hosing down the field as they're ready to get this one returned. It's not quite the full house I anticipated in Tohoku today. It's a beautiful stadium. If you ever get a chance to be able to see that there, our friend John asks, feel like the advantage has swung to Tohoku right now. Any thoughts? Well, I think a lot depends on the next inning or so, depending on the pitchers. Usually the pitchers, as I mentioned before, who close out the game for the Golden Eagles are Matsui in the ninth, Chihao Sung, who pitched the ninth inning last night, also Anraku. So if it gets into the seventh inning and we see any of those three pitchers in that succession, it's going to be a very difficult night for Orix to get back into the game. So Orix's chances are going to have to come here in the sixth inning. I think Matsui, if I remember correctly, he threw on Friday night. And so they got the Chihao Sung some work last night. So both of those pitchers should be available. I haven't seen Enraku. I don't remember seeing Enraku in the series. I'll have to check my game notes because we did call the last couple of nights, so I would assume he's ready to come in. So it looks like we're going to have ourselves another pitching change here. I'm just going to have to do it. It is going to be Chihao Sung. So Chihao Sung, who is coming into the ball game. So this is where it's going to start to get tough, as they do have a pretty decent bullpen due the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. So Sung is coming in to face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. As we said, he threw last night. So he is getting himself his warm-up tosses here. And he is going to be ready to face the Orix hitters. So that's what I think. I think the advantage has swung to the Golden Eagles at this point. But it is the Japanese League, and we never know. But definitely it is, in my opinion, the favorite has now gone the way of the Golden Eagles. So that is where I think here. So some of our other friends say, what about the Orix Buffaloes? Well, if the Buffaloes have the lead, they could be tough too. Their closer Hirano spent time with the Arizona Diamondbacks, also a little bit with the Mariners in the big leagues. But they have to have the lead to be able to go to those guys. If they do, they can shut them down. But as long as the pendulum right now is in the favor of the Golden Eagles, with Sung in the ball game and others to follow, this could be a tough night the rest of the way for the Orix Buffaloes. So 8, 9, and 1. Our friend Mark says, why is Orix going to have problems? The bullpen right now with Chihao Sung coming into the ballgame, one of the better arms out of the bullpen for the Eagles, is ready to take over here in the sixth. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. For Noguchi tonight, he is 0 for 1. He has struck out and walked. He is the 8-hole hitter who's leading it off here in the sixth against the right-hander Sung, who kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-2. Sung last year was pretty much automatic out of the bullpen. He was more the eighth inning guy. But here he is here facing 8, 9, and 1. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. And there is a fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the third base line, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. It is a beautiful afternoon in Tohoku for baseball. But probably in about another hour's time, going to start to see the lights take effect over here. Here comes a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right-hander Sung holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that is swung on. It is tapped foul right at the plate. The catcher, Oda, had taken the brunt of that one. That's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we look at the replay on that, that's where the catchers have been catching off of one knee. They really don't have the protection on the top like they do on the shin guards, which is why they call them shin guards. Looked like it caught him on the piece right between the shin guard and where he wears on the kneecap. Kind of stung Oda a little bit there. Here comes the 1-2 pitch now. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-2 strikes. That last pitch registered at 91 miles an hour. So Sung here holds set at the chest. And now he kicks, and he delivers. It is a fastball. It's taken for a called third strike. And that is going to retire Noguchi for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away. And that is now going to bring up the catcher, Yuma Tongu. So Tongu steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he has popped out to the second baseman. So this is more like it here, the type of pitching we're used to seeing. There's a first pitch breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. So here we go with the 0-1 pitch. Sung kicks and he delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down. The appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say Tongu didn't go, and the count is now even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Sung here holds at the belt. And now he's going to kick and deliver. It is a fastball that is swung on, and this ball is lifted foul over on the first base side. That's going to keep the count at 1-2 strikes. So 1-2 strikes to Tongu. It'll be the top of the order, Shohei Fukuda, who waits his turn on deck. So here comes the 1-2 offering. And Sung kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just as a reminder, it's going to be the All-Star break in Major League Baseball this coming Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll be back on the air on Thursday as we'll announce some of our schedule for the MLB games. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to left field. It's going to get down. It's into the corner, and it's going to be trouble. It is extra bases, and rounding first and heading for second is Tongu. The throw comes into third base, and that is going to be a 1-out double. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Shohei Fukuda. So for Fukuda, he steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded out twice, and he's flown out to the left fielder. So Fukuda steps to the plate with the runner in scoring position. So I know that I've hitched my trailer to Sung saying that he comes in and he throws strikes, and he sure does. 8 of the 12 pitches he's thrown so far tonight have been for strikes. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is lined to right, hit up to right field, and it is thrown into second base, and they're going to get doubled off. They're going to double off Tongu at second. I want to wait here for just a moment to see if they're going to review this. But the ball was caught by the right fielder, Okajima. He came up firing. The runner at second base, Tongu, had gone off too far, and he was able to hose him back for a double play. They're not going to review this one. That is going to be a double play, 9-6. And that is going to end the inning here as it erases Tongu at second base for the second out or third out of the inning. So there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 5.5 innings. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 4, the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Base running shenanigans at their finest. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We've given Johnny a timeout here for a few minutes, and we'll see if he gets into the corner and is able to cool off. So kick back and relax, enjoy the game. And we'll be back here in just a couple moments after this. We'll get you guys fired up with a little merengue. Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change as the Orix Buffaloes have gone to the bullpen yet again. It's going to be the right-hander who we saw the other night, and that is going to be the right-handed pitcher is going to be, they call him, I guess they call him Yi Chang or Chang Yi, but goes by the last name of Cho on the back. So it'll be Yi Chang into the ball game in relief here. And he is a right-hander. It is going to be the fourth season that he's been with Orix. This is his 13th appearance. He's worked 16 and 2/3 innings, allowed 15 hits. He has walked 8 and struck out 15. He's got an ERA of 1.62. He'll be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Eagles batting order. That means it's going to be Oda, Kobakata, and Tatsumi scheduled to face him here in the inning. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. Count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitting Oda. And here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 1-1. Yi Chang was a training player who was taken in the first phase of the 2016 training player draft. So he's been with the Buffaloes. He went to the Japan University of Economics. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. He went to Fukuoka Daiichi High School. Then he went on to study at that Japan University of Economics. He is 28 years old. And here comes the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Don't know much about the right-hander. It was the first time I saw him last night pitching. He looked fairly good. Was able to throw strikes, but that's the way it goes. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And it is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2 to Oda. Well, once Johnny's left the chat, it looks like that everything is quieted down a little bit in here. He's gone to the corner. He's taken the 5-minute timeout. He's getting his version of the standing 8 count. Got everybody else fired up a little bit here, though. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Oda. It is the assistance that we get from the particular platform that we use. We do use StreamYards. StreamYards is the platform that we stream through. We don't go directly through YouTube. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. And it is a fastball that misses down and away, and that is going to be a leadoff walk here for Oda. So Oda is aboard, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hirota Kobakata. And I can tell you right now, I can predict what is about to happen. It is going to be the bunting is what we're going to have. We have Bradley Post in here. Bradley, welcome to the channel. We appreciate you for being here. You're going to have to subscribe if you want us to tell you how to get to the live version. But you know what? As a freebie tonight, we'll let you know anyway. We don't post the links. So just hang tight. We'll give you all that information here in just a second. So Kobakata steps to the plate. He's already squaring the bunt as there is a runner on first and nobody out. And here comes the first offering from the right-hander Chang. And that ball is bunted, and it is grounded foul down the first base line as Joe McCarthy picks it up. So no balls and 1 strike. So if you want to watch the game, you can Google Live QQQ. That's one way in which to do it. The other way in which to do it is you can also go to Reddit NPB, and there's a link in there that will help you be able to find stuff, depending if you're in North America or wherever else. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Ronnie is in the house here, and Ronnie is trying to be a referee. Ronnie, just enjoy the game, big guy. Love having you here. Our friend Johnny had to take a time out there. He's in listening, and we're glad he's here. We just had to cool everybody down for a little bit, throw some ice water on the group. But we do appreciate you guys for being here. Have some fun, sit back and relax. Have a cold one or two, and take the chill off. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It is to Kobakata as pitcher Chang threw over to first base, and getting back safely was Oda. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. It is the Golden Eagles who are batting here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And here comes the pitch to Kobakata. And it's a bunt. It's down the first base line. It is fielded by the pitcher Chang, and he throws it away. The ball gets by the first baseman. Backing up on the play is Sugimoto, but the runner, Oda, is going to go all the way around to third. It was a very routine play. The pitcher Chang was able to field it, and then he spiked it into the dirt. It got past the first baseman, Joe McCarthy, down the right field line, and that's going to bring up the pitching coach as they've got themselves a heck of a storm going on here now as they've got runners on the corners. That's going to be E1 charged to the pitcher, and that'll bring up the top of the order. Kobakata more than just got his job done. That was unbelievable. It was as simple a play as that. It was actually the second baseman who had come over to field it as the first baseman McCarthy had come in. And then he threw it to the infield side, and the second baseman Noguchi had to reach back, and it was just so far to his right-hand side, he wasn't able to get it. So Ryosuke Tatsumi comes up to the plate. He's been in part of the offense here tonight. He has a triple and an RBI. He's walked and scored a run. He struck out his last time up. Our friend Eric says he can't find it. Well, you just have to Google it and type that sort of thing in. You'll be able to get there eventually. Our friend John Cardona says he grabbed a cold one. He wanted to push that into the 5th inning. There's another bunt. It's a good one. This time it's fielded by McCarthy. That's going to get the runner in, so it's a safety squeeze as Oda comes across. He's going to score. It's going to advance Kobakata over to second base. Tatsumi's going to get himself an RBI on the sacrifice. That's going to go down. This time it's going to go down 3-4. That way, get it out of the pitcher's hands. McCarthy fielded it. And even the throw from McCarthy was down in the dirt. It's an RBI, and that's going to increase the lead now to 5-3. As that is the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Gingy to the plate. Bradley says it was, but with no sound. Well, the game is usually in Japanese over there. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, and this ball is going to get over the head of the left fielder. And the runner from second is going to score. Gingy is rounding first. He heads to second with a double, and he's got himself an RBI double. And just like this, the Golden Eagles have now extended their lead to 6-3 on the RBI double by Gingy. The crowd in Tohoku is on their feet, and they're making a lot of noise now. Our friend Bradley says that when he goes there, there's no sound. Well, a lot of people, they sync the call up over here to the one that we've given you, because if you do get sound, it's usually in Japanese. And if you can understand Japanese, then you don't have to listen to us. So the runner at second is Gingy, and that brings Hideto Asamura to the plate. Asamura tonight is 1 for 3. He's singled, he's scored a run, and he's stolen a base. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Hideto Asamura. Asamura is a major run producer here in the Golden Eagles lineup. He's got 52 on the season. He takes a fastball up and in. The count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. And if Neil is listening here, we appreciate you there, Neil. Thank you for your support of the channel. So here comes the 2-0 offering. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes to Hideto Asamura. There is the open base at first base. It would bring up the left fielder Hiroki Shimouchi, but he is just as dangerous as Asamura. So here comes the 3-0 offering. And he pitches a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. And now the count goes to 3-1. I appreciate, as I said, everybody for listening in here tonight. So 3 balls and 1 strike. The right-hander Chang ready to deliver. It's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jerry English says, I'm a little surprised about how much offense the Eagles have brought so far. Well, the Eagles had that big run with the 14-game win streak earlier this year, and they looked like they were a force to be reckoned with in the Pacific League, and since then it's been rather a mundane effort by them offensively. So maybe this is what they need to get themselves back on track. Here comes the 3-2 offering. As the pitch to Asamura is delivered, it's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Asamura is gone on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Hiroki Shimouchi. They've scored 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of only 1 hit. The leadoff walk, the error by the pitcher as he fired the ball into right field, and it was the double by Gingy. Was able to to extend the lead. The sacrifice bunt by Tatsumi gave him the 5-3 lead on the safety squeeze. So here comes the first offering to Hiroki Shimouchi. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Shimouchi tonight officially does not have an at-bat. He has 2 walks, and he has a sacrifice. His average is .290 on the season with 6 homers and 40 RBIs. Jerry English asked the question, who's all in the Derby this year? I take it it's the home run Derby he's asking about. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down in it, and the count is 1-1. Well, it's a pretty strong field, in my opinion. You've got Juan Soto and Ronald Acuna Jr., Albert Pujols, and Pete Alonso. You've also got Kyle Schwarber. So 5 National League guys. American League guys are J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez. You've got Corey Seager. There's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded over to short. It's fielded by Kirbiashi. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Shimouchi on a ground out 6-3, but there's been more damage done by the Golden Eagles here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There was 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 6 completed as a 6-3 lead for Tohoku. We'll be right back, everybody, after this. And we'll give you the last guy as well. And I think it was Jose Ramirez is the one that I missed out on. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back.
Hey, guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones. The creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We do have a pitching change coming in here, and we'll get you that when we return in just a moment. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Naoto Nishiguchi coming in relief here for the Golden Eagles. This is his 33rd appearance. He's got 2 wins and no losses. He's worked 27 and a third innings. He's allowed 19 hits, 12 walks, and 25 strikeouts at an ERA of 3.29. He's going to be entrusted to face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters of the Orix batting order. This is not one of the arms that I consider to be one of the lockdown bullpen arms. So let's see what's going to happen here in the 7th inning. And the first pitch to Mune is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Mune tonight is 0-2. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run his last time up. He was hit by that breaking ball right in the center of his back. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Mune. Mune has had a pretty decent night defensively as well for the Buffaloes, as he's made a couple of nice plays over at third base. So here comes the 0-2 offering. And Nishiguchi kicks, and he delivers. It is a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Mune stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 1, and he is retired here for out number 1 in the 7th inning. That's going to bring up the 3-hole hitter, Kai Nakagawa. For Nakagawa, he is 1-2. He singled and scored a run. He's flown to left, and he was also hit by a pitch and scored a run himself. So 2 runs scored tonight of the 3 were done by Nakagawa. Nakagawa also had a pretty good night. He's had a decent series. The first pitch is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. As I go back and look into my notes over the last couple of nights, I'll get you those in a minute. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on, and this is fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the first base line. Nakagawa in the Saturday game, he had 2 doubles and 4 trips to the plate. And then in yesterday's ball game, he was on base 4 times. He grounded out into a double play his last time up. It's been the only time he got out last night. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Nakagawa has gone down on strikes. That's 2 up and 2 away via the strikeout. So here I am throwing Nishiguchi under the bus, and he has come in and pitched quite well to start his time here. Here comes the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. Jerry English asked the question, did anybody else's live QQ stream crash? Nope. So here we go. Here comes the first offering to Yoshida. It's a breaking ball that misses inside. That count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Ronnie says he's going to the game tomorrow and to the Derby. Or going tomorrow and to the Derby, and there's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. Next year, it's up here in Seattle for the 2023 All-Star Game. Semi-interested in going to it, not really massively interested. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-0 to Yoshida. I think the Major League Baseball All-Star Game is the best All-Star Game of all the 4 major sports in North America. If you include Major League Soccer as a major sport, which it's becoming, I would say that's probably the number 2. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 3-1, especially when they bring in the European teams. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. And there's a fastball that misses outside, and that is going to be ball 4 to Yoshida. It's been the other problem here tonight. Usually things get going when there's 2 outs. That's how the Buffalo scored their first run back in the 3rd inning when there were 2 outs. And that's how they got things driven in when there were 2 outs in the 5th inning. So 2 gone here in the top of the 7th. It's going to bring Yutaro Sugimoto to the plate. When Sugimoto steps to the plate, he is automatically in scoring position. He has the ability to, on one swing of the bat, to put the ball into the seats. So here comes the first offering to Sugimoto. It's a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. That last pitch was at 94 miles an hour. Our friend Jerry English says that the Pro Bowl isn't even a game. That's true. Hockey plays 3-on-3. It's more like shinny. And the NBA is a 3-point contest with no defense. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Jerry says he's heard that they're thinking about abolishing the Pro Bowl, and I think you're right. There's been a lot of talk about that, especially with the millions of dollars they've got in the players today. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. I remember when Robert Edwards, of the running back for the New England Patriots 25 years ago, whatever it was playing in the Pro Bowl, and it was a 2-hand touch beach football game. And he tore his ACL. That pretty much ruined his entire career. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Sugimoto. I can only imagine what Bill Belichick was thinking when his 1,000-yard running back goes down out for the year because of an ACL injury played in a touch football game on the beaches of Hawaii. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Shiguchi holds at the chest, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. And we got back-to-back walks here with 2 outs, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Joe McCarthy. And it's also going to bring out the catcher to the mound to have a word with his right-hander. So Joe McCarthy, who has already driven in a couple of runs tonight with a double, is getting a chance to come back to work here with runners at first and second and 2 away. Now the Buffaloes, with 1 swing of the bat, can tie the game back up here in the 7th. Our friend Ronnie has got the thinking right. He says, let's get a walk and then a blast. Well, they got the right guy at the plate. There's not a lot of power in the bottom part of the batting order. Joe McCarthy could probably turn a pitch around right here. He's raised his average up to 233 on the season. He's got 2 homers and 12 RBIs now. Nishiguchi is ready to give the first offering here to McCarthy. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Ronnie says, does he have pop? He's only got a couple of home runs this year in the NPB, but I would say that Yeah, he's definitely got some power in the stick. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-2. Well, this might be a defensive at bat from this point here. So no balls and 2 strikes. Eagles here are biting their nails, hoping that the pitcher Nishiguchi can get rid of this inning. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded to the right side. It's fielded by Kobakata. He throws to first, and that is going to retire McCarthy on a ground out 4-3. With 2 out, the Buffaloes threaten, but they don't score. They leave 2 aboard. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We are now through 6.5. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 6, the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call at the bottom of the 7th inning. We're glad you're with us. Hang tight, everybody.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks again, Steve. We appreciate you and your support of the channel. It is 12 walks in this game, as Jerry was asking earlier. I just put a box score in. It's one of the few English box scores we can find on the NPB games without having to do all kinds of crazy stuff. I just put that into the chat room for you guys. If you're interested, you can also pull up the scoreboard from around the NPB, as this one is just focused on that game. If you look into the upper right, you can see where it gives you the options. So hopefully that comes of use for some of you. And you can stay there and take a look at the lineups and the substitutions as it moves along. Well, they still are going to stay with the right-hander. Chang is going to stay in the ball game. And so he is going to be facing Daichi Suzuki, Takeru Okajima, and Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that hits Suzuki. And that is going to put him aboard with the first pitch. I guess that's one way to look at it. He didn't walk him. He just plunked him. A breaking ball that he wears in the back. Just taking a look at my notes, that looks like it's the first Eagle that was hit tonight. I think we've had 2 Buffaloes that have been plugged. I'll double check on that. So there you go, everybody. So Suzuki is the runner at first. And getting his lead over there is he establishes his lead, and it is going to be Takeru Okajima stepping to the plate. Okajima is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single. He's popped to short, and he has popped to first. And here comes the first offering from the right-hander, who kicks and delivers it as a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 6-hole into left field. Fielding it is the left fielder Nakagawa, and he throws it back in, and that is going to be runners at first and second now, as Okajima has collected his second hit of the ball game. Now they got runners at first and second. That's going to bring up Tsuyoshi Yamazaki, and you got to be thinking this is definitely going to be a bunting situation. Good piece of hitting there by Okajima. So runners at first and second, nobody out. And they are staying with the pitcher Chang here. Our friend B. Alensi comes in and says, who's batting? Well, we are in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And the Golden Eagles are the ones who are batting. So I have to flip my banner here. And there is a bunt. It is down. It's a good one. It's over on the first base side, fielded by Joe McCarthy. He throws it over to the second baseman covering. That's going to go down as a sacrifice, 3-4. It'll be the first out of the inning, and the runners are going to move up. Suzuki goes to third. Okajima goes to second. That's going to bring Hikari Oda to the plate. Oda tonight is 0 for 2. He has walked in, scored a run. They are going to play the infield in, or the Buffaloes. They can't let the Eagles cash in on any more runs. Our friend Curtis says he's going to pack it in. He's going to go to sleep. Appreciate you being here, Curtis. Thanks for stopping in. Maybe we'll see you again in the future. Check our channel out when we're calling the games. We won't post our schedule up, and if you sub and hit the notification bell, it'll tell you about a half hour before we go live. Usually Friday nights and Saturday nights North American time is when we call the games. We won't be doing it next weekend, as we will be in Seattle to see the Mariners. But we will be doing some Major League games during the week. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 to Oda. So if you want to pop in and listen to what we have, feel free. We're glad you're here. So no balls and 1 strike. Oda entered the game tonight hitting .250, but that has slipped away a little bit for him. He doesn't have much pop in the stick. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. A deep fly ball right now would do the trick, as that would cash a run in for sure. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Chang delivers a fastball that's well off the outside corner. They throw down to third. And diving back in time is the base runner, Suzuki. You can see that was set up as the catcher, Tongo, had really set up outside. And now they've asked for time here as the runner, Suzuki, is dusting himself off. The dirt that is on the field, it's not your typical Georgia red clay. It's more of a black in color nature. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it is a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So we appreciate Curtis, who checked in here tonight as well. And everybody else who has listened to the stream. We got a few people that are tapping out right now. It looks like that they're figuring that the Golden Eagles are going to take this one. Golden Eagles definitely now are in a commanding position with the 6-3 lead here, looking to add some more to the board. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. The pitch is delivered. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 2-2. This would be a huge stop if the Buffaloes could slam the door here and get out of this one without giving up a run. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Interesting to see what the Eagles have for the bullpen coming out in the next half inning. As I mentioned before, it would be Anraku. Looking at the game sheet, Anraku is available. So I'm putting my thoughts on Matsui for the 9th inning. There's a pitch that misses down, but the home plate umpire said that Oda had gone. He's tagged out by the catcher. And that is going to retire the batter Oda here on the strikes for out number 2, and that's going to leave all up to the second baseman, Hiroto Kobakata. Does look like we have a new catcher in the ball game. I believe that's going to be Wakatsuki behind the plate now, as he has replaced Tongu. Just have to do a double check on that. It is Wakatsuki, who appeared in last night's game. We don't always get the updates there until they come to bat. But he is definitely in behind the plate. So here comes Kobakata to the plate. His average has dipped to 262 on the season. He is 0 for 3 tonight, but he has scored a run. There's a first pitch fastball swung on it. It is grounded over to the right side. It is Off the glove of McCarthy, it bounds over to the second baseman. They throw to first, and the pitcher covering could not get there in time, as Kobakata is going to be able to reach safely. It is going to be a base hit. McCarthy had to dive to his right. It went off his glove and deflected to the second baseman, Noguchi, who fielded it and threw to first, but the pitcher covering just a little bit behind. Good effort, though, by McCarthy. But the throw was not in time. That's going to be a hit and an RBI for Kobakata. It's going to score Suzuki from third. It's going to advance Okajima to third. It's going to increase the score to 7-3 for the Eagles. It's going to bring up the top of the order, Ryusuke Tatsumi. So Tatsumi tonight is 1 for 2 officially. He's got a triple and an RBI. He's struck out. He's walked and scored a run, and he's had a sacrifice bunt. So he's actually got 2 RBIs, as he had safety squeezed home the runner Oda in the previous inning. There was a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Johnny says that is 3 errors in this ball game here by the Buffaloes. I don't think that one would have been charged as an error. As McCarthy, it was not an easy play. He had to dive to his right, and it went off the glove. It wasn't like it was an ordinary play. 2 errors for sure tonight by Orix, but definitely not that one. So here comes the 0-1 offering now to Tatsumi. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow left field, and that ball is going to drop down in front of the left fielder, Nakagawa. They throw into second base to try to get the force, and that is sliding in safely is Kobakata. It's going to improve the score to 8-3. Tatsumi's got another RBI. It's his 3rd of the ball game. Okajima is going to score, and it advances Kobakata to second. The ball was right in on the fists. He was able to fight it off, was Tatsumi, and it bled down in front of the left fielder. I don't know why Kobakata wasn't running hard on the play. There were 2 outs. It was way too close a play at second base. I wonder if he forgot how many outs there were. We'd have to go back and take a look at the replay, but he did not get off to a good jump. So 2 gone here. There's runners at first and second. And Jinji is at the plate, and he first pitches a ball down, and the count is 1-0. And there he does the bat twirl again as he steps out of the batter's box. He's going to have the best bat twirl in all the NPB. So Jinji waiting on the 1-0 offering now from the right-hander Chang. And he holds set at the chest. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep center field. Racing back and making the catch is Fukuda. And that is going to do it here as Jinji is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will retire him for out number 3. But more damage done. There were 2 runs in the inning. And that was on 3 hits. There were no errors. And there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 7 complete. It's the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 8. The Orix Buffaloes 3. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments. We're glad you guys are with us. We appreciate you here for listening in. Here is our friend Matt again.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to get harder now for Orix to make their way back into this one as Tomohiro Enraku is coming into the ball game. Right-hander here has enjoyed a pretty solid season. It's going to be his 33rd appearance. He's 4-1 on the year. He's also got a save. He has worked 29 2/3 innings. He's allowed 28 hits. He has walked 4 and struck out 27. He's got an ERA of 3.34, and so he is going to be facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Orix batting order. The first pitch coming up to Kotaro Kobayashi is about to happen. It'll be Kobayashi, Noguchi, and Wakatsuki. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. And Raku has a interesting motion. He really hooks the ball out of the glove as he takes it out, and he exchanges the ball away from his body. There's a fastball swung on, is belted into deep right field, but not deep enough as the right fielder Okajima makes the grab, and Kobayashi is gone for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Tomoya Noguchi. Noguchi tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out looking and swinging. He has also walked and was erased on a fielder's choice. So here comes the first offering. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So Noguchi is aboard with a single. A 1-out single, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki entered the ball game tonight. He has replaced the catcher, Yuma Tongu. This will be his first at-bat of the evening. The right-handed stick is hitting .276 on the season. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. He has played a part here, has Kenya Wakatsuki, in the earlier part of the series. The first pitch from Enraku is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. I'm always okay with pitchers coming in to give up hits. They just can't walk the yard. And as we said, there's been 12 walks in this ball game tonight. There's a fastball swung on it, missed, and the count is now 1-1. 7 walks allowed by the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, 5 allowed by the Buffaloes. On top of it, we've had some hit batters here tonight. 2 Buffaloes have been hit, and 1 Golden Eagle. So basically, what we've had is 15 free passes tonight. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Wakatsuki. After the game is done, we'll do a little recap and roundup of the action around the NPB before we sign off for the night. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball. This ball is swung on, and it's lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of the right fielder, Okajima. So back-to-back singles, and that's going to turn it over to the top of the batting order. So maybe the Buffaloes aren't dead yet. Shohei Fukuda steps to the plate. Fukuda tonight is 0 for 4. He lined out last inning into a double play. He's grounded to second, he's grounded to first, and he has flown out to left. 0 for 4 on the evening for the starting center fielder for the Buffaloes. His average has slipped to 270 on the season. He hits from the left side, and he's choked up quite a bit on the bat here. Just got to get the ball in play and keep the conga line going. Get it to the middle part of the batting order, and the Buffaloes have a chance. There's a first pitch fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The usually reliable Enraku is found it to be a bit of a struggle here. And here comes the 1-0 offering. He checks the runner at second, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back on it is the left fielder Shimouchi. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Fukuda for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Yuma Mune. Our friend Bradley says he hates live QQQ. Well, beggars can't be choosers when it's free, I guess. So, as we mentioned, there's other options if you want to go to NPB, Reddit, and go and look for the links there. They've got all kinds of suggestions for you. And very easily, you can fire QQQ. Just as a reminder, everybody, if you're not subscribed to the channel, we'd appreciate it if you did. As we said, we'll be back on the air calling more of these games in the upcoming bit. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1 ball and no strikes to Mune. We won't be doing anything this weekend. As we said, we'll be off in Seattle with the Mariners and the Astros. Looking forward to a little bit of that. But the following week, we will be on for our usual Friday and Saturday North American times, called the NPB. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now, or it catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1 on Mune. Mark says, what's live QQQ? Triple Q, it's a stream where you can actually watch the game. It gives you the Japanese feed. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a split finger pitch swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Drifting over to his right is Shimouchi. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it as Mune is gone for the third out of the inning. And so there were no runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. And that is going to retire the Orix Buffaloes here in the top of the 8th inning. We are now through 7.5. It is the Golden Eagles 8, the Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys are with us.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, Dave. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. It is an 8-3 Golden Eagles lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th. We'll be right back after this. There is a pitching change for the Buffaloes. They've got a lefty coming in. We'll be back and give you the specs in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Atsushi Nomi, the veteran left-hander who is coming in. And he has been a veteran for a number of years. He is a 43-year-old lefty. That usually means he is just getting into his prime. This is going to be the 3rd appearance of the year for Nomi. He has worked a couple of innings. He's allowed 1 hit, walked a couple, struck out 1. And he's allowed 1 run. He was a longtime pitcher with the Hanshin Tigers. He pitched with the Tigers from 2005 until 2020. Came over to Orix last year. He appeared in 26 ball games. And he was sort of like he had found the fountain of youth. as he was pitching pretty good for them, but he is now going to be taking over here in relief. So this is at Tsuchinomi, the left-hander coming in. He's going to be facing Hideto Asamura, Hiroki Shimochi, and Daichi Suzuki. So not an easy task for Nomi. So here comes the first offering. It is a fastball. It just misses inside to Asamura, and the count is quickly 1-0. Asamura today is officially 1 for 4. He's got a single, a stolen base. He's scored a run, and he's struck out a couple of times. And here comes the 1-0 offering from Nomi. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 1-1. Nomi is a crafty veteran. A lot of years under his belt. His first year in the NPB was way back in 2005. There's a fastball swung on and missed. That count goes now to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Asamura. A 17-year NPB career. And here comes the 1-2 offering. And Nomi kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nomi looks in and he gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep center field, but not deep enough, as it's just in front of the warning track where it's going to be hauled in by Fukuda. And Asamura has gone for out number 1 here in the 8th inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder Hiroki Shimochi. For Shimochi, he is officially 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded to the shortstop. He's also walked a couple of times, and he's dropped a sacrifice bunt. So Shimochi steps in. He waggles the bat as he's waiting on the first offering from Nomi, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's popped up down the left field line. Racing over is the third baseman, Mune. But he's going to watch that drift into the seats. It's going to run the count to no balls and 1 strike. So no balls and 1 strike it is to Shimochi. His average has dipped below the 290 mark. He's hitting at 289. He waggles the bat. Now he's waiting on the 0-1 offering from Nomi. Nomi gets the sign from his catcher. He comes set. And now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 0-2. Shimochi basically screwed himself into the ground on that one. So no balls and 2 strikes to Hiroki Shimochi. The crowd is still in pretty good form as they're cheering their home team on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. No balls and 2 strikes, and here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the first base side. Racing over is Joe McCarthy. He's going to make the catch in foul territory right in front of the first base dugout. And that is going to do it for Shimochi. He has gone for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to Daichi Suzuki. For Suzuki today, he has been all over the offensive score sheet. He's been on base all 4 times tonight. He's come to the plate. He is 3 for 3. They're all singles. He's been hit by a pitch. He scored a couple of runs, and he's knocked in a couple of runs. So here comes the first offering from the lefty, Nomi, who kicks and delivers. That's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Suzuki. Lefty Nomi holds at the belt and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to be the 4th hit of the game for Suzuki as he's got himself a 2-out single. 5 times up and 5 times on base. What an afternoon for the third baseman. That is going to leave it up to Takeru Okajima. For Okajima, he is 2 for 4. He's got a couple of singles. He's lined out to the left, to the shortstop, and he has popped out to the first baseman. So Okajima could sure use the Orix offerings here. They're not holding the runner at first base. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down. They're going to play McCarthy in behind the base runner Suzuki. So 1 ball and no strikes. Crowd is up and chanting. As we said, they are in full force here in Tohoku behind their team. There is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled off into the feet of Okajima, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Okajima gets himself settled back in the batter's box, ready on the 1-1 offering from Nomi. Now if he holds set at the chest and he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Counts now 2-1. It's been a couple of times tonight where everything has kind of got going with 2 out. More so for the Buffaloes than it was for the Golden Eagles. So Nomi again comes set at the chest. He checks the runner at first. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count now goes to 3-1 on Okajima. Our friend Eric says money coming in on Tokyo. He says he's also crashing out. We appreciate you for stopping in here tonight, Eric. Maybe we'll see again in the future. Here comes the 3-1. It is a fastball taken for a call and strike. The count is now 3-2. The other ball games are not that far away from starting. Or have they already started? Nope, they're another half an hour away for the other league. Fukuoka and Chiba are underway, though. So here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. Moving over to his right is Fukuda. He makes the catch. And Okajima is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. So in the Eagles' 8th inning, there was no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 8 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 8. The Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We're going to bring this one home for you. The top of the 9th inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys can be with us. Whether you listen live or on delay, we do appreciate you all for being here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change. It is the closer coming in for the Golden Eagles. It is Yuki Matsui. He is going to be the 7th pitcher in this pitching parade tonight used by the Golden Eagles. So he is coming in to take over. Our friend Mark Bamba asks if I bet at all. Not on the Japanese League. Don't do anything with regards to that. Major League Baseball in the marketplace where I'm in, they do have the wagers, and I would say probably maybe only 2 or 3 times a year that we go and entertain that type of stuff. I'm not a huge gambler with regards to any of this stuff. Even within the football and the NFL season, even the fantasy stuff, not so much anymore, but every once in a while we dabble in it, but nothing that I really get bent about. I know a lot of people really enjoy it. It adds to the action of the sport, and I think that's a great thing. Whatever it is that garners people's interest can only help and benefit the game in many different ways. So we've got the 3, 4, and 5 hitters slated to come to bat here for the Buffaloes. In their half of the ninth inning, it's going to be Kai Nakagawa, Masataka Yoshida, and Yataro Sugimoto. So 3 and 4, 5 coming to bat. And here comes the first pitch from Masui. It's a fastball that makes the hitter skip rope. And that is Nakamura, who has to get out of the way, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura has been a machine in this series, as we said. In the Saturday game, he was 2 for 4. He had a couple of doubles and scored a run. And last night's ball game, he was in 5 trips to the plate. He was 2 for 4 with a single, a double. He had 3 RBIs. He grounded into a double play. He also had a couple of walks. There's a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called strike. And then, of course, in tonight's game, he's 1 for 3, and he's been hit by a pitch, and he scored a couple of runs. So he has enjoyed his time in Tohoku, but maybe his team hasn't. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. But this ball is just going to slice foul. And that's going to run the count now to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Nakagawa. Our friend Eric Cheng says 1%, 5% a bankroll per wager. Non-negotiable. I do this daily and it pays for my life. People who show off and talk big are usually suspect. Take that for what it's worth. And those are words to live by. You can talk big in a chat. Now, there's no doubt about it. Our friend Mark asked the question again. If I'm one who bets, and we just explained that there's a fastball that is taken for a called third strike, and that is going to do it for Nakagawa, as he is gone for the first out of the inning. Our friend Mark asks if we bet, and we said, yeah, up here there's some stuff, but don't really put a whole lot of effort into it. Don't do anything in the NPB or the KBO or any of the other stuff. Major League Baseball, usually once in a while, but nothing regular. But I like to have fun in doing it sometimes, just taking a look in. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0 to Yoshida. It's kind of like the football season. It's really, really hard to pick games. I don't know how people do it with the spreads in the NFL. Just going straight up is hard to pick winners in the National Football League on a week-to-week basis. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So not only having to pick the game, but have to pick the spread is even tougher. Yoshida tonight is officially 0 for 1. He's struck out and he's walked 3 times. He's been on base 3 of the 4 times he's come to the plate. If there's somebody who has to work on his base running, it would be Yoshida. Yoshida is there for his bat. His outfield play is dicey. His throwing is dicey. His base running is dicey, but boy, can he swing the bat. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So the Golden Eagles are looking to close this one out. Didn't look good early on, but they were able to keep around and claw their way back and then extend their lead once they got it. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. It's been a lot of fun doing the game tonight. We've had a entertaining atmosphere. We usually get our normal 10 to 15 folks in here, and this one here we had a little bit more, and obviously we got the late night gambling crowd. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 3-2, and we always enjoy that. Every stream takes on a different life of itself. Sometimes the gamblers are in here. Sometimes it's the people just talking baseball, which is good too. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yoshida. Here comes the offering from Matsui, who holds at the belt. And here comes the pitch. Eric says, oh yeah, we'll do more. Absolutely, Eric. There's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. And Yoshida is gone for out number 2. As you'll see in our channel, we've got all kinds of our games on archive. We did games last year. We did games this year. We do all kinds of stuff. But unfortunately, I normally do as I say, the Friday and the Saturday games North American time, which is Saturday and Sunday. We appreciate you there, Eric. And also, Eris 385, we appreciate you too. Our friend from Kansas City. But this weekend, after the All-Star break, I'm going to be in Seattle checking out the Astros and the Mariners. So I'll have some footage from that we'll be posting on the channel. For those of you who like to get to see some of the pitchers throw, I'm going to get some bullpen action for both of those teams. So the first pitch was a strike to Sugimoto. We appreciate the sub there, Eric. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Sugimoto. We also do some major league games from time to time. I'm not really partial on anybody. I know some of the channels, they'll do a dedicated team like the Yankees or the Red Sox. I generally look at the pitching matchups, what I think is going to be an entertaining game. We make those calls as well. We don't get the big crowd like we do in the Japanese games. There's a fastball swung on, and this one's fouled away. And it's still going to stay at 0-2. The Buffaloes are down to their final strike here, as they're in the top of the 9th inning, and Matsui looking to finish the deal. Our question mark says, what's wrong with the Swallows? Swallows had a number of players, and it was last week, that were down with COVID. Our friend Josh S. asked, do I go ball hawking for BP before the games? No, don't do that. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-2. But I do like to get the video on the pitchers. I wouldn't mind one day just get there early into video batting practice. Usually the visiting team. Mark asks, was it for the Swallows? Yeah, they had like about 19 players, including some of their stars. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Sugimoto has gone down on strikes as Matsui comes in and strikes out the side in the 9th inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your final score is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 8, the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll wrap this up for you in just a couple minutes. We appreciate you guys being here. We thank you once again for all of your support. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back. Give you the roundup, wrap it up, and call it a night.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's 0 O'Clock Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate it, Dave, and your support of the channel. And we appreciate everybody who was here. I'm going to come back and chat with the chat just for a few minutes after I do a little bit of roundup, because I know Mark's got some questions in there, and maybe I can give you some guidance, Mark, on being able to help it out. And maybe some of you other guys might be interested in that as well. So just a real quick recap here. The final score from the game between the Saitama Cebu Lions and the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, it was the Lions knocking off the Fighters 5-1. 5-6-0 for the Lions, 1-12-2 for the Fighters. Yoza got the win. He goes to 7-3. It was Akita who took the loss. He drops his record to 1-2. It is in the top of the 3rd inning. The Chibalote Marines and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks are tied at 1 each. 1-3-0 for the Hawks, 1-3-0 for the Marines. And again, here your final score in this one was 8-3 for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. for the Orix Buffaloes. The win in this game is going to end up going, I would think, more than likely either. They haven't made the full decision that it's either going to go to Nishigaki or to Watanabe, although Watanabe had given up a couple of the runs there. I do believe it'll probably end up going to one of those ones as Sung Nishiguchi ended up picking up holds. So that is how I think it'll probably go. It's probably going to be awarded, I'm going to say, to Nishigaki. Wagyu Spack, I'm not sure if he's going to get the loss tag to him or if it'll go to Suzuki. We'll wait for that information here in just a couple moments. So just a couple of things before I close off the stream. Mark Bamba asked the question. He goes, were they star players? Eric Cheng had mentioned, he said, yeah, there was a lot of their players were, and there was staff out as well. So that was in that number. I think it was 19 players, something like that last week. So I don't know how they've recovered. I will say this, that if you guys get a chance, if you go onto Twitter, there is the NPB Reddit account. It's run by a Yakult Swallows fan. And he does a really good job of updating every day. He gives you the starting pictures the next day when it's announced. He recaps the game. He links all the highlights that are available that he can find on YouTube or elsewhere. And so that is something you want to be able to do. So if you're on Twitter, NPB Reddit, check it out. He does a great job. And he also gives some of the information. So he'll give you some of the English reads, especially from the Japan Daily or the Japan Times, some of the other stuff where there's going to be baseball information. He does a great job in being able to do it. I know that on Yahoo, I use Yahoo as well. And Eric Cheng says he would highly recommend following that account as well. Yeah, he does a great job with it. I'm not sure who the fella is. He's just a Swallows fan, but does a fantastic job in updating stuff, and people are able to go and look at it. And he does a really, really solid job. He's very consistent. And he'll let you know when he's away if he's not going to be monitoring the account. But during the season, fantastic job. A1, A+. Also, too, another spot that you can go and look is the Yahoo Japan. Yahoo Japan does a pretty good job. I've got the translation tool on the computer, so obviously I can't read the Japanese language. That makes it a little bit difficult, but certainly in able to do that, you're able to get the stuff and translate it over, and so you could get some of the daily news. You always looking for information on the NPB or anything that can lead you to good stuff. And we appreciate that always as well. We're digging as much as I possibly can. But I also could say I can't wait to get feet back on the ground in Japan. We're going to be able to maybe do some stuff over there. Looking forward to that as well. All right, everybody. And we appreciate you guys again for stopping in. Eric Cheng, appreciate your support of the channel. As I said, we'll be posting up some stuff over the next couple of days. And we'll be posting up our schedule, so hopefully you could come on back in. Usually Friday night and Saturday, North American time, which would either be the 9 or 10 o'clock Pacific time or midnight/1 a.m. Eastern time for the calls of the game. All right, everybody. Once again, it's been another Last Raps Baseball video production. We appreciate you guys all over again. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the week. It's All-Star Week in Major League Baseball. We're excited. Have a great night, everybody. We appreciate you all for your support. We'll see you again soon. Back in a couple of weeks for more NPB baseball. And don't forget the Major League action that we'll call here as well. Take care, guys. Have a great night.